right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. It's a pretty big day. You're going to hit another all-time high because you have Oracle up 30% on $500 billion of purchase orders. So that was crazy. You also had a big, because you have Oracle up. You had a big earnings drop on Synopsys as well. The PPI data came in very well. It came in actually negative, and then the surprise run up on PPI from last month, that got revised lower. So all inflation metrics, even from the services, they're all coming down. People are liking it, but when it's all said and done, we're getting ready now for inflation data tomorrow. It's not going to change the market's mind on this rate cut. As we've been talking about, it is time to move on, and now we are going to be looking ahead for Powell next week. But today should have a lot. You're going to get a big Mag 7 effect. There's a lot of different things moving. You even got China underneath the surface, and I put in the title here. It faded from last night, but there was a little bit of global tension, so it kind of freaked people out, but then faded back there. Otherwise, I just say watch oil, watch dollar, and let's see what happens. Today makes it credible, but you need another step. So inflation going down and PPI being low, that's good, because now if you're cutting due to the labor market, that works. That's credible. You're cutting to help labor. Inflation isn't raging. That's a good thing. That's a credible rate cut. However, even if that inflation looks lower, if the next set of like jobs data or other things start to show the labor market is heating up, or we keep getting more activity, then I would say it's not credible, because you got low PPI, but if the labor market keeps running, then that doesn't mean anything for what Powell will do in the future plan. So today, that's why I said it was interesting, because you could look at it in a few ways, and thankfully PPI is not the set all be all. But yeah, so 3, 2, 1. Round 1, fight. That's good, man. I'm glad you hit city, but you still don't post your plays. You're banned again. So that's a bad way to start. All right. Good morning. I don't have time to even save your name too, so don't do that at the bell. All right. Oh, I don't know if I sent out the other ones. Yeah, just watch Oracle, Joby, Archite, CRTO, and then any Oracle Sympathy. Oh, what the hell? All right, you got some staple ones coming up. Synopsys, I went over it. That one might be able to continue to the downside. So Synopsys, you either go for the extra 10% downside, or this thing will close like down 15 instead of down 30. But it can cuck though. That is another alternative that you have seen before. So be careful of that. Where are the Baba out? The monies won't move. Again, keep an eye on oil. That's what I'm saying. ARM starting to move a little bit. You also have Core Weave too, and then Bond. Why is there only one candle on this? My chart's tweaking. You see that? It's not showing all the candles. Celsius, and then watch out Japan too. Tie that into the bonds, and even with everything going on here, they had something. And then materials have a little gap right now. NASDAQ 0.4. Dow is the one struggling, but Russell's up good today. So give it like 30 minutes. You got to watch how this plays out, because yesterday you had Russell weak from the get-go, but then Dow was weak too, but then it came back up. So like SPY and NASDAQ, they're getting affected by Oracle and everything else, but I don't know what's going to happen here with equal weight. Equal weight Dow, Russell, that's going to be the other half of whether or not today is just Oracle and Mag 7, or if we're going to get something broad. Yeah, Synopsys, biggest drop since 2004. Yeah, you can't even play Synopsys, dude. They don't even have any of these plays on the low end. It's actually kind of crazy. Oh shit, are those real? I think the arms went crazy. Yeah, Broadcom too, that was the one that went nuts prior. Yeah, the arms went nuts. Alright, you can make those free. Alright, I made arm free over 100%. That sucks though, because do you guys realize like the same thing with arm? We could have had Nibis instead. And then that popped. That one, my thing couldn't have forecasted it. Not bad. And then let's see, Oracle keeps going. I haven't looked there. Let me see one more set of premium on that one. Oracle. Humana. Yeah, dude, Humana had a crazy one even from yesterday. That's weird. You got different ones. So some of these chains are way different from E-Trade to TOS. Oh, Broadcom. So I found one. There's an Oracle sweet spot. Here's the problem. It's just not, they're just up way too much. So there's a couple of these Oracle plays. If it does stop moving from here and then levels out, you're going to get some frogs. But then, yeah, it's tough. But then if it keeps going from here, you just have to sit and watch. So it's up to you. Core, NVIDIA, UPS on the high now too. UPS, wow, is Nike still going up? That was the winner. SPY, man, again, up 0.5. Dow is still red. SPY is outperforming NASDAQ, believe it or not. So yeah, 65.50, that's your new all-time high. You're literally 2 points away. We go up. Equal weight is going vertical right now, like literally just straight up. Yeah, those arms are going nuts. So that's dope. UNH. Remember, UNH yesterday was nuts. And then AXP. There is still conferences too, actually. I forgot. Let me get you guys the list. Yeah, the Eli's, those Eli Lillies are going to start decaying. We already made them free, but you're getting juice on them yesterday. Ah, they're still up 100%. And then where's China? JD and all those. Tesla, there's Eli Lilly, USB, Tesla's coming down, Apple flushing. Oh, dude, are you guys ready for this? Bro, this blows my mind. I'm about to give you the wildest fact. Are you guys ready? You guys saw the Apple Air, right? The Apple iPhone Air, and they're like the new lightweight, thin iPhone. You saw it maybe yesterday. Figs on the low. Microsoft now too. That's a second Mag 7. Yeah, bro, are you ready for this? Bro, the iPhone 5. Bro, the iPhone 5 weighed less. Do you understand? That's insane, bro. What the fuck? Why, dude, that's so dumb. Yeah, dude, the whole Oracle chain is tweaking out, bro. These fucking idiots. Dude, it just, I can't, it had another order right below mine, and what it's filling for is insane. There's no, like, it has no idea. So, like, there's no, like, connection between some of the other strike prices. Because, yeah, it's just, the chain it's too deep, bro. What's happened with Oracle, it's just, like, you can't, they're not all standardized, essentially. So you have options a couple of strikes away, but, like, they're in fucking la-la land. That's why, like, it's very easy to overpay, but then you might fuck around and get a deal if you find one. Like, you'll find an option that's way cheaper than it should be, but you'll see the options above and below it will be either more or less. It's kind of weird. And dude, it's going fucking up. All right. Almost see. Broadcom. Yeah, bro, the cheapy one is already, it doubled up. So the sweet spot one I gave you, they're already going crazy. Damn. All right, well, you could still watch it, but like I said, it's either you're going to sit and watch or wait till it comes down. And now even the put side, though, like I'm saying, if you're really paying attention, you could find a shot there. Yeah, dude, the puts are going up. Yeah, the whole chain's broken, bro. This thing, Oracle's insane. So that's good, though. I think there's a lot of good opportunity there if you really want it. You've been conditioned and trained. You got it 3 minutes before. Amen, bro. But you did not get trained on the flexing part. So that's good that you guys have picked up on other training, but that has been a part of everyone's training. I think they have not learned. So yeah, the other guy didn't get to save his name earlier. I could save yours though. Thank you, you're welcome. That's usually how it should be, you know? Nice little pay the plug, all that. Do your thing. River. All right, Spy still have VWAP. Where's the other one? Synops. I don't know how those stacked up. Yo, bro, what the fuck? And then ARM is up 400%. Yo, look at that one. So we already, that's the other, like I told you, we should have had fucking Nibis but I went with arm instead. But yeah, those arms are 400% now. I don't know why. I think it's, yeah, it's getting up there. Oracle, all right. It sucks. I already made one set free, but yeah, even the synopsis hit. Okay, we gotta do some. Yeah, holy fuck. All right, I made this synopsis free. That was another one. You got to hit on that. I could do the ghetto spread, but that's why I'm saying you got to calculate it. Some of these cases, it's there. Dude, those oracles fucking killed it if he took the first one, but damn, I would have much liked them at 13 cents. All right, well, I made free at 400%. All right, G, I'm done. Don't let me sell anymore. Don't let me sell anymore. I always do this. So yeah, we got a hitter. Beautiful. You got arm, oracle, and synopsis. Every single one of those. And now they're all free too. All money has been recouped. You just ride the wave or you take it all now too. That's what I'm saying. It's like ghetto spread. We could hold it and get back a certain amount. But at this point, now that I've gotten my whole investment, everything's just pure profit. So that's beautiful. Yeah, dude, the synopsis just went 400% too now. It's just a huge spread, 300 really. The A-net, I had an old one. I don't know if those hit or not. What a good time. The Adobe's on both sides too. Where's that other one? Intel. Oh, Core Weave, Arm, Oracle. Get some free play. Oracle, dude. That's the funny part, because like, if you missed Oracle, you could have just got the whole gain right now in 15 minutes. Again, I got a 500%er. I think that one's gonna keep going, but yeah, that was money, dude. Literally, they could have been lower though. That's what I'm pissed off at. I gave the strike price on there. There was a way cheaper one. There's a cheapie now, but it's only on TOS. FDA draft guidance, non-opioid. Oh, I haven't even looked at Ethereum. Yeah, Core Weave, and what's the other one? ARM, they also went crazy. And then you have also Synopsis. Yeah, Synopsis took another 5. I thought it would take another 10. So you're halfway there. And we have the peach. You probably noticed it in my voice, bro. Oh, no, let's go. What a day. What a day. Within not even 30 minutes and you got that peach. Ladies and gentlemen, Bradley Frizzle has arrived. Bradley Frizzle. How do you feel about Oracle, Bradley Frizzle? How you just feeling about life, man? Good. Oh, wait. Where's Boeing? The fuck? They trying to hustle us. All right. Arms are chilling a little bit. Bradley Frizzle is the truth. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know the truth. You know the peach. You know the peach. Stop acting. You know what I'm saying? They act like they don't know the peach. They know the peach, dog. How do you not know the peach? K-Web. I'm noticing China Premium's coming up. Oh, let me see the other side of Iraq. Remember I told you those puts. Yeah, the puts went up, though. They're not as cheap. Fuck. Telling you, bro, that chain was broken in the morning. So even the puts one, my puts went up a lot more, but we should have got way more of those. It wouldn't fill them, and then they started breaking. Because then, like, literally, you'd go 10 strikes down, it'd be more expensive. 5 strikes up, it'd be cheaper. So the thing was just tweaking, but it's starting to level out. See what happens after this move, but now the put premiums are holding a stable price. The calls are still up substantially, even if you bought them later in the morning. There's only one cheap one that's just chilling there, and then that's it. Oracle, because $500 billion of purchase orders, pretty much. And then Sweet Green's on the high. That had a nice close yesterday. Boeing on the low. Yeah, Sweet Green's really running. Now Circle, Core Weave, all of these names, bro. All of these, like, kind of hype names. ARM and some other names that have really been running lately. But yeah, Circle's starting to go up. How we looking? I don't like Circle's chain. You get hit on there, but it's kind of wild. Did I hear about Poland and Russia? Did you just wake up? But yeah, I did. Mr. Hananaland. Good morning. B.A. Boeing. Okay, arm hit, but like we said, there were some other options there. That was kind of a little later, but it was worth it. TG, where's Wally World? What's that? Dude, Adobe. So I don't know, man. I feel like Adobe might be crazy now. Adobe puts are even coming up too, but that's the other big one. I liked Adobe more than I liked Oracle, but I probably should have liked Oracle. But hopefully you guys see that, because today, even if you miss the fucking earnings play, you could just play it the next day. Sometimes you're not going to make as much, but, you know, there's still some of that opportunity. But Adobe was the one, so this is the earnings tomorrow, I think. But that one already has some of the premium moving. There's Nibis again. Remember, they had young Microsoft yesterday. Yeah, Nibis starting to pop. There is not an update, but you've just cancel it and I'll get you your refund and we'll make it easy, brother. I don't want to, like I said, it's outside of my control, but it's something on my plate that I don't want to have to keep handling. So we'll get you removed and make it easy. I'm sorry for the inconvenience though, because that is not, I couldn't control that one. All right, Nibis, big candle, SPY coming down. Humana. I mean, we were just talking about it. We just went green on it, and then it went down. So I think we're actually still within our price, or give or take. You're near it. Yeah, Nibis, big candles now. Literally, Nibis just popped 2.5. So again, I think that's the Oracle people, bro. I think it's just the same thing as Oracle, where yesterday they had that big deal, and now I think everybody's, after seeing Oracle, I think they want that to happen on that. they already fucking went. Yeah, they're just jacking up some of these bids too. Soft Fig, Circle, SMCI, and then let's go back to Iraq. And then who is the other one? Synopsis. Synopsis still down a decent amount too. I might take that last one. Yeah, I'm selling the last Synopsis. I'm gonna keep the other ones. That's still up, but we got it. I think it could go down another 5, but I think we already got a good amount. AstraZeneca approval for Coslego. And then Adobe going. Tesla, NVO. I feel like the music is loud today. I finally just noticed. Fun morning. Yeah, there's NVO. It'd be nice if Eli Lilly went up. Who's the other one? ARM. Fig is still going. CVE. Yeah, that was loud. I think we were in there, bro. In there like swimwear. And then Oracle 330. It stopped going as crazy. That little pop there got a lot more, but everything is still holding. And now I think they're trying to stabilize the option prices. Because now the puts are they're still going up. Yeah, I was loud, bro. Woo! And then ironically enough, though, SPY hasn't really moved. We've been looking at a lot of these individual names, but yeah, man, here we are. And then where's Adabe? So that's the final, I think, big one of the week. But everything, that's it. Oracle's already taking control, man. Okay. Yeah, Adobe's tomorrow, Thursday. I don't know if there's any other earnings ones coming up soon, but we've got a decent amount of the later stage ones. Because remember, it felt like earnings ended a couple weeks ago, but there's still been some decent ones. TEM, Devin and energy names. You got Core Weave again. There's Nibis. And then who's the other one? I think Circle. Ain't at today's after hours. ARM is still up. Again, you got NVO starting to break out. I don't think healthcare is up. Yeah, healthcare is down by 0.5. And then staples are down. All tech, but for now, Dow is in the red. Russell now, look at how that one's kind of came back up here. Russell's actually leading the NASDAQ, and then SPY's the best one on the day. There's Core Weave again. Reddit is starting to move. Reddit's up 5. A lot of 5% movers. Oracle's moving back up again. Oh, they only filled me on one. It might move again. So let's see. Yeah, it only gave me one. I wanted more. I found another one, but yeah, I saw that on the other on my other screen. Started ticking up. Again, core weave, some of these other movers, anything related to it all, and then you got ANET. I thought I had another ANET. That one's still up. Yeah, China even came down a little bit. That's weird. The premiums are going up and then they dumped. Yeah, China went from green to red. Israel wholesale inventories 0.1 versus 0.2. And then Houthi says air defense intercepting attack on Yemen. So you're getting more of the global tension stuff. Remember yesterday, I just watched oil. And then China, you just had some data. I don't think that data was as important. And then high tickers starting to run a little bit. You might make a move towards the high. This is near the new all-time high. So again, the high is 65.50. You're at 65.45. So see how that goes. Banks, Morgan Stanley. Remember yesterday. Oh, let me pull up the calendar too. Let's see what else we got. VRT, Octo. That was the one from yesterday. BB. Nibis back above 100. But yeah, literally, SPY's breaking out now. I think that's a new all-time high. 65.50. 0.33. Let's go. If you're a bitch, ask me to play Pump It Up because you don't listen. What? Who said that? I don't. An arm still. That's a 500. Oracle. The oracles, Habibi. The oracle. Such a powerful oracle. All right. Is that Lulu? Or Yu? There's like Yu, and then Lulu. Both of them are moving, I think. And then more ARM and Broadcom now, too. Where is Adobe? Again, Adobe earnings plays have both gone up. So calls and puts are just launching on Adobe now, I think just because of what happened with Circle. Or why do I keep calling it Circle, bro? Jeez. Oh shit, alright. Fuck yeah. Okay, I made Adobe free on both sides. Yeah, the puts just fucking rocketed. And it filled. I can't believe it. Alright. It sucks though, you could have had Oracle, but I think we got our licks in. We got Oracle on the back end, and then we have Adobe already situated now. It's not bad. That's it. I haven't taken any more of the other calls. All I've done is made the other play free, Adobe. And now SPY going up, Palantir. Just see, it's going to be a mix of Oracle and the other. It's like these smaller cap, like bigger cap tech names. So it's not like NVIDIA, it's not Google. It's like ANET, CoreWeave, Fig, ARM, all of these other ones. Yeah, look, ARM is going nuts. So I'm glad that one was a little later in the game, like EA. Oh, I haven't even looked at long term. I think we killed it though, man. I like. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. You got a lot of opportunity. It felt like we missed Oracle by not playing it, but if you were here in the morning, I hope you heard some of it. And then the other plays from the other day all came up, and that was exciting, man. You had a good opportunity. So take some money, take some profit, and let's get ready for the next setup. My goodness. Woo! All right, follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
All of
Real Code News on Twitter.
Protect their market share. Yeah. It's good news for inflation. It's obviously bad news for their margins and for their ultimately for their businesses, but it's good news because they're not able to pass that on. And if inflation was the big worry, then that's just not happening.
Right. No, it's more of a we've always said inflation or corporate margins. We're definitely leading in the corporate margin front, although core goods 3-month annualized, 374. It's not like this is not happening at all.
I mentioned that it's in the goods, but we don't want to see it spreading into the services, because the way that economists and Fed likely will be looking at the goods is that that's a temporary impact of tariffs. And if you need more evidence that this whole inflation thing is not happening, I mean, we did not talk about, but we saw small business survey come out yesterday, and yes, they were more confident, which I mentioned, but guess what? They also were not raising prices as much as the month before. If you look at the survey, one of the questions there is price changes. Percent of price changes goes down to 21% of businesses raising prices. That's down from 24%. You want to see that number going in that direction, which is lower, which just means that price increases aren't as much of a thing. And then we just briefly flashed the inflation expectations, what the Fed cares a lot about, to see if they're anchored. We're now at the lowest since July on 5-year forwards, which is just a market-based measure of inflation. It's still elevated compared to where we were pre-COVID.
Sarah, where does something like electricity prices or the cost of your health insurance come in terms of where we see that data and its influence?
We see it in the PPI today. Okay. I mean, that was definitely part of the electricity prices were high, and I have to think that's more related to the trend around the investment in data centers.
No, it is.
AI,
I'm just curious because they seem to be going up at a fairly significant rate, and then we also know the pressure in terms of health insurance and health care, and yet even with that.
I mean, some of the health care numbers are high, but they have moderated a little bit, which was good in today's number. But to your point, look, it's not like we're not paying higher prices. Let's see what CPI shows tomorrow. And a lot of people extrapolate from the PPI numbers that go into core PCE, which is just another inflation measure that the Fed cares more about. And they were kind of mixed. Airfares are still rising, 1%. Portfolio management fees are still rising because the stock market has been so strong. So it's more evidence that the Fed doesn't have to be as alarmed about inflation, but we're still going to be paying close attention to some of these reports as they come out.
All right, let's move on to another surprising number. Shares of Oracle soaring thanks to AI demand. Company now expecting its book revenue from its core cloud business will exceed $500 billion. That overshadows what was a quarterly miss on earnings. Oracle is amongst our next guest's top holdings. Joining us, Tony Wong, T. Rowe Price Science and Tech Fund Manager. Day like today, you can probably never own enough of Oracle. Tony, I mean, the superlatives just keep piling in from all the analysts who follow it, given that guidance. Give me your take on it, what it means, not just for Oracle, but for the overall AI spend and for the sort of ecosystem that's so important to this overall stock market.
Yeah, so like super impressive results, absolutely blockbuster. And I think what's been underappreciated by the Oracle story is just like them emerging as a key hyperscaler. And I think they have a cost technology advantage around latency. They deliver the best cost performance. And that probably is because they have a cleaner sheet approach and they have networking technology that helps them do that. And then on top, I think, it's really encouraging is that they're building out a lot more of the software that's very AI oriented. And so I think the debate of like, oh, this was just because of a shortage, I think that this quarter proves that they are actually competitively very well positioned. In terms of the AI trade, I mean, it's obviously like very good for the AI trade going forward. I think these expectations came in far above expectations, and so I think you're seeing the stocks move a lot higher.
There is some question, at least in terms of the profitability of these contracts that are far above, in the backlog, far above what anybody estimated. Do you have a sense in terms of what it's going to mean for a company that right now, it is important to point out, is spending so much, so therefore free cash flow is suppressed? It's actually not even there at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going through an investment cycle, number one. But I think you can look back at like the cloud era when the companies were all spending a lot. And I think this is a bigger opportunity than just cloud 10 years ago. So in my opinion, as long as you're seeing these models deliver a ton of productivity for companies and the dream is out there, to me, like it is too big of an inflection in technology to not grow. And I think a lot of it's scale oriented if you think about it. So there's a virtuous flywheel around that as well.
What did people miss on Oracle? Why did it seem so misunderstood and surprising?
Yeah, well, I think that part of it is that you have a lot of software analysts that probably have...
It is true, man, because Oracle is just like a small mover. And it's gone up, but like it's not usually the one. And then we knew about the $1 trillion. When I woke up looking at it, I'm like, dude, we knew this. We knew all of it. So that one, like, you remember when Oracle kept announcing they're gonna get like $1 trillion? I think it was like over here. I want to say it was one of these. It was, I think it even ended, or right here. I think it popped up and then it just topped out. Netflix, Amazon, ADS reports partnership. Yeah, that was the OG tech run back in, that was the first NVIDIA. But yeah, super fascinating. I hit another 1000%er if it fails. But yeah, man. I don't know, that one. I'm glad though that we still got to get it afterwards. And then the ARM, and then the other one, Synopsys though. You got to hit on that, but I don't know if it's going to go anymore. That one's, again, biggest move since 2004. Nah, don't let it make you sick. That's word to intelligence. That's if it does make you sick when you miss one of those, that's a good reality check, because then it means you're gambling a little bit too much in a weird way. And I'm not trying to give you shit. I'm trying to help you, because like, don't play that game. If you get what I'm saying? Like, think about it. We just had the Nibis. So my little thing that I pulled up, I had either Nibis or ARM, and I went with ARM. Nibis goes up 50% the next day. You know what I'm saying? That would make you sick, but I'm trying to achieve a different goal, right? And you just want to make sure you're protecting your money, getting in the right place, right time. But if you feel that feeling and you give into it, that's what's going to start the wrong chase. You get what I'm saying? That's where people are going to fuck up on these types of moves, because we've been doing this for 8-9 months now. And that's why I'm saying it's like there's all these opportunities. You just got to have clear thought, accurate thought, and just move on through it. But be careful, because if you play the game where you feel weird about it, you're going to start chasing. It happens. It's human shit. Can I play Pump It Up? You, my brother, I might play it for you, because I don't know if you know what you just said. But God bless your heart. God bless your soul, like they say in Alabama. Yeah, but if you let it bother you, that means there's an intention somewhere that you lied about. That's all. Does that make sense? So there's something when you were like, oh, I don't care if it hits. You did care. You know, and you need to find where that intention is and align it. That's what I'm saying. It's all about alignment. So as long as it aligns with your goal and purpose, you're going to be fine. But if you're like, damn, I feel a certain way, but you were saying something else, that misalignment, don't let that throw you to the wayside. All right, all of the other oracles are back up a couple 100%. It's like 6 or 7. I can't believe that even from the morning. Yeah, oracle's running. Now you got Google and SPY. You guys realize this is all-time highs. So that's it, 6553. I think you go to like 62 or 57 and then like 71. It's pretty much 20 points at a time and then little baby levels in between. Let's look at the long term, bro. The fuck? What the fuck? My long term's down today. We need more tech. I'm down 0.1. What's going on, bro? Why? Tell me why ain't nothing but a long trade. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I sold my long term today. Tell me why. Oh, it's Meta, Spotify, Baba, and Airbnb. I know, mana. Language, yeah. I mean, I use certain language, and I remember back in the day, people would always complain, and they'd be like, you were so excited. But like, that's kind of what I've been talking about recently, is like, you need comprehension. So I don't think I'm perfect with how I communicate like that, and I'm sure you can get excited, or I may influence you without trying to, just off of my excitement or lack thereof. But that's if you don't understand. We need comprehension. So that's what I'm saying. You got to understand your goals, align with it, what you're doing in the market, and like, you know, in some of them, like, know what is happening. That's why even in Oracle, we understood. We should have known because we did know ahead of time. I remember reporting on $1 trillion deal with Oracle before. So there's like all these different things with it, but it's not about how the words are said in the market. That plays some role. It really does, you know, and like the hype, the FOMO, the energy, that plays some role. But the understanding is going to be the biggest thing. The information and what it means. You have to be able to take the words and know what they're saying. Baidu slipping now. Like we said, we had that China slip. America's doing good. If anything, today from the last like 5 days, this is just now America Day. And then China's giving back some of those gains that it had. Tell me why. Wanna hear you say I got my long turn today. Circle came. What's the other one? Nibis. I'm glad ARM's gonna come up. I can't believe those ones though. We had an earlier jump, but that one did nothing to 500-600 early. But now you're near the money. That's why it's difficult. All right, I think it's over. I think all of the other good plays I see, they're just jacking up the asks in a lot of the other stuff. So we need some juice. So you need a SPY movement to a certain direction, but the melt up's not moving premium anymore. Apple. Why does it feel the market hasn't moved? I think it's just the thing I was explaining from a couple weeks ago, where you just have, like, ever since the beginning of the year, it really was like throwing up the pieces on the board. So it definitely, like, I think you had a really good setup. People lied, and then it caused this big reaction, and you were down 30%, and then you went up, and then after May, there was just nothing new. So there's nothing that you can, like, that's it. That's why we're melting up 100 points, couple hundred points at a time, but nothing has changed since May, April. It's been the same setup, same type of economy. That's it. We've just spent 9 months arguing on, do you believe the media, or do you believe economics, or do you believe Trump? That's really all it's been. That's why. So that's why it's crazy. It's been 9 months now, and we're almost done with the year, getting ready for it, and like the year already flew by. So, but I really do think that we are waiting for something material. That's why it's exciting that we're getting data and we're moving past the rate cuts here very soon. But other than that, it's not like nothing has changed. You know, in the beginning of the year, when I was giving you guys info on what was happening, there was new shit every day. That's why, dude, we were hitting even crazier plays. If you think I'm hitting now, dude, the beginning of the year was insanity, because every day there was new information. Every week there was new policy, new money, new development, economy. And even if there wasn't anything really new, then the media started lying and creating these opportunities, because literally they moved you down. That's how we got pizza in other days, where it's like, okay, well, fuck. So I just think nothing has happened since May. And I think if you really look at it, you'll be able to agree, because you haven't really been exposed to as many changes. Yo, UNP and NSC, railroads dying, UNP, NSC. I don't know who it's related to. And then CP as well. You got something brewing. Those suck. Tell me why I never want. I don't like them. I grabbed a cheap one. I found one, but I don't really like it. It's a 1% drop on all of them. I only played it because all of them went down. UNP, CNP, CP, all of them, but the chain sucks. Something with railroads. Oracle coming down a little bit. $5 from the high. Yeah, and then ARM coming up. Yeah, what's going on? CSX, all the railroads. Shout out CSAD. Yeah, CSX now too. Again, I got the small one, but I guess it's already up. Well, let me make 100 real quick. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say. IR, UAL. So yeah, nothing on the, what's it called? On the railroads region. I'm pulling up the calendar. I still haven't done that, because I think we still got conferences. Yeah, you do. H.C. Wainwright, Piper Sandler, and then Wolf Research has a conference. I don't think anybody cares as much. These just aren't as big. Piper Sandler might be one. They like to pump. So the Pumper Sandlers, well, they might all go. Then there's a B. Riley communication one. Magnite, Mosaic. There's a Burenberg Food and Chemical conference. MGM, Broadcom. CN. There's UBS Financial and then B. Riley Communications. Oh, there's still Goldman today, too. But yeah, it says unspecified. Wait, today's the 10th. Yeah, and then Morgan Stanley still... This is all Eastern, so let me go down to 10. Oh, Kava. The fuck? Has Kava moved yet, or no? And then Tractor Supply. So yeah, I don't know if Kava has a headline yet. Kava's gonna get a headline soon then. And then Apple on the low, Broadcom on the high. Yeah, 10 a.m. they're scheduled. So they haven't said anything yet. Simo. Okay, you got ANET is at Goldman Conference today too, but they're after the bell. That's weird. Because don't they report? Tell me why. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write all of these names at the conference, and then I'm going to, the ones that I like, and then I'm just going to send them out to you. And then you guys have to determine which ones you want. Does that sound good? Because yesterday, the last 2 days, I'll just go through it, and then if I make a play, I'll just tell you, but I've been calling out a few of them. So let me just scan the list, and I'll give you the ones that I like. There's not too many. Oh, UNP is at the fucking conference. That's why. So that could be that move too. Yeah, bro. There's some good ones today, though. Should I tweet it? No. I'll tell you guys. I'll stream alert it and I'll tell it, but you just have to be listening. You know, I think that's a good way. Give it to the people who are present. Because if you haven't figured out this conference thing yet, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's been like, dude, the last 3 days of these like headlines, it's amazing. And like, if you don't get it, like, it's very simple. We just know a headline is gonna come. So I don't know which direction. Most of them we've been able to guess correctly, but at the end of the day, it's just like, you know that there's gonna be something that'll move premium or move the stock right, you know, on the day. All right, the rest are after the bell. Okay, so pay attention. Here it is. There's more. There's a bunch of them. I could read you guys the whole fucking list, but it's literally over 450. So I just scanned through it. There's a bunch of ones after the bell too. So I just ignored those. But Kava, KMB, Kimberly-Clark, Workday, Johnson & Johnson, J&J, RTX, Ulta, and AppLovin. So those are ones that have volatility, can move, interesting scenarios, and then they're going to be at a conference at some point in the next hour to 3 hours. So yeah, good luck. Can someone type that out? No, I wouldn't type it out. I would listen. That's why I just told you. I'm trying to teach you how to listen and make it work for you. But in this AI world, it will be challenging. All right, coming back down. Nothing on the, what's it called? The railroads. So Kava, KMB. So those two you've heard 3 times already. You even had legal telling you about diapers. Workday, Johnson & Johnson, RTX, Ulta, and App. 6 names, 7 names. Super easy. Now you just have to decide which one you want. Now you have to, but then we don't even know the direction. That's why I'm saying this is purely gambling, because you don't know. And that's like, have I gotten lucky? I have. And I have some contextual information for a lot of these names. But at the end of the day, you're just picking a direction, or you're going both ways. And then whatever they say at the conference, and then if they don't say anything good, then you get clapped, or nothing happens, and then, yeah, that's it. I think Klarna, yeah. I mean, Klarna, very simple. So it's $40. It's probably going to open up at 80, and we're not going to play it. So I wouldn't overthink it. If if it's 40 and it opens up at like 40, I'll play it. 45, I'll play it. But if it's not, then yeah, no thank you. Yeah, energy numbers just came out. Crude, draw 365. Nibis. I'm a big fan of ARM. Oh, no way. All right, some of these have moved. Check oil. Yeah, oil's knifing on the downside. EXE, City, oil is dropping, and then take note on bonds, you guys, because remember, that's been weird with the data, and we've been playing that game, but yeah, it's like barely green. The stream alerts, I don't know, it sucks because I thought we would have it up before, but then now the Texas stuff changed it, so I don't have a timeline for you guys. If you're already on stream alerts, I hope they keep providing for you. But if you're not, like we said, we're just the right time we'll announce it again. In the meantime, you could enjoy Robinhood's new products that were debuted 10 years ago. But yeah, everyone keeps sending me that. But yeah, I don't think you guys are gonna want stream alerts when it gets reopened, because I am gonna change it dramatically. We're not gonna do any monthly signups, so, and the price is gonna be substantially more than anything you've seen. So I would just get a long term, and I would not, and then listen. If you develop the skill of listening here, I mean, and mix in with the watch list, oh, it goes a long way. The tin is that the government pushing regulation, so these platforms buy treasuries. Oh shit, I like that. Kind of makes sense. You see the Russia guy talk shit. The guy was talking shit about what's it called? The Russian guy was saying how like he was talking shit about America's pumping stable coins to wipe out its debt. Some Russian head or leader. APDN, MP on the low. I would love some fucking rotation. You guys noticed that though today? That, you know, think about it. The day Oracle and tech goes nuts, you know, then you're good to go. Like it should have been more rotationary, but then you get Oracle, you get the big tech. I mean, you're not really getting any love. Let me get a checkup, actually. $10 green on the Dow, 20 in the red. NASDAQ 34 in the green, 66 in the red. I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Bro, you have 60-70% of the NASDAQ in the red and you're up 50% or 0.5 on the NASDAQ. So that's just to give you an idea. Broadcom, Oracle, and then everybody else. Whew. SPY 216 in the green. So yeah, majority of names are down. I don't even know. That means the equal weight had to flip, yeah. So that little equal weight run up in the morning is gone. That's what I was even telling you just a little ago. It's like, yeah, premium stopped moving. So you had the broadening out kind of disappeared. All you have now is just big tech holding up, mixed in with another, 30% of the NASDAQ that's keeping you in the green right now. So yeah, we are coming down here. You're getting back to open, which remember was you opened at all-time highs, new all-time high, and then you had the PPI data. So here we are. Is it going to be higher if you're signed up and never canceled? I don't think so. I don't want to, but like I was saying, I want to make sure that this is serving everybody. And long story short, I guess if you followed all the instructions and you have a long term and you've really been a part of it, I wouldn't expect it to go up. But I do want it to be more personal. So I want to know who's on there and working with it in a different manner where we need to make this work for everybody. That's why we closed it I wanted it to everyone to focus on long term this year, really take advantage of it, and there's just too many people at too many different stages. So, and I just don't think Stream Alerts is for everybody. And so, but if it is for you and you've been a part of it and you've used it as the appropriate tool, I just got to confirm that and we're good. Don Lemon, dude, Don Lemon. Okay, brothers and sisters. Did you guys see or hear? Like I'm telling you, you're slipping, and it's just most of the market's down right now. So whatever happened in the morning with like everything broadening out, that just does not exist anymore. Hims. Oh, wait, I was thinking Kava. Kava and Hims remind me of each other. Yeah. Cruise Lines, Big Red. Yeah, good call. Literally, I didn't see them on my list at the conference. So, I gotta double check, but yeah, those are starting to drop right now. It's only 1%, then bonds coming back up. Like I told you in the morning here, bonds could get a bid. That might change the dynamic, because we started off broadening out, everybody going for the damn FOMO, but then now you had this little like drop, and then the bonds started catching a bid. So watch, because if the bonds go outside of this range, if they could move a little harder, that might start to change what we're seeing here, because you have 60%, 70% red. That's it, just Oracle and everybody else. So you're near the all-time high. It doesn't feel bad, but remember that bonds, what we're talking about with bonds and everybody, you know, kind of flip-flopping, that's going to be crucial. So watch, that's the only thing I see moving right now after that little Oracle party here in the morning. Bro, Target pays 5, UPS is at like 7.9, Pfizer's at like 6. So I like all of them, man. I like all of them. Etsy's going up. They're at a conference. So that's another conference one. You see what I'm saying? We were just talking about them, but like, I don't know the direction. So you don't know the direction, but then randomly volume will come in and then the headline hits later. That's how the conferences are, because they're not really public. So depending on if it causes a big move or not, that headline usually arrives a little bit delayed. So yeah, watch out for that. And then Reddit 52-week high above 255. Adabe going down. If you got any of those plays, the Adabe, you either make them free or you push it. You have another day of earnings too, or you have another day of pre-run, because the earnings is Thursday after the bell. Hood. MP Dubs. I'd like MP Dubs. We had a good talk on it on the watch list from yesterday or 2 days ago. So I'd watch it, because I brought up REITs on the watch list, and I do think it ties into Powell. So like I'm saying, if you care about this stuff and you really are, like, I would watch yesterday's watch list. You've had 48 hours. But we've talked MPW, we talked REITs, what credible rate cuts means, and that is a way you should be thinking. Not necessarily MPW per se. That's why I want you to have the info. MPW did come up, and that's like your low quality option, but the idea of REITs, what happens after a rate cut, that's playing in perfectly right now. TGT, is that KMB or EMB? TSM had numbers too today. They had like what, 40% increase in sales or something. ARM. Yeah, everything like real estate related. So, you know, what happened with bonds, like it had an effect. Long term all the way. Oh, what fun it is, the long term in a one horse golden long term. Hey, long term stocks, long term stocks, long term all the way. SGMT, Robinhood. Robinhood just going crazy right now. And then that CWD pump back up. Target just doing bad because sales. I mean, they started doing bad with the whole, you know, getting canceled a couple of years ago, and then they just had one social problem after the next, paired up with declining sales, and you know, declining consumer for a little bit, and then that's pretty much it. I don't think they're that bad, but you know, they've kind of struggled. Eli Lilly coming back up. Tesla now too. I got that up in the top right. I actually haven't looked at HCA, Healthcare of America. Check any other healthcare plays. I don't know. There is a Morgan Stanley Healthcare Conference, so they might be there. Jeez. Yeah, HCA is expensive as fuck. Yeah, HCA. Oh man, down 4 now. Woo! Yeah, there's that. The chain is just insanity. You're not gonna really find a cheaper play. There was one, but it was still like $100 and it went away. But yeah, that just took 5%. Now 3 is just dancing around. XLV will go down. That's what I was just telling you earlier. I'm like, now that we had the Oracle, a little bit of AI hype again today, you just got no sign of a damn rotation. The rotation plays got murdered. So that one was not good at all. CNC, yeah, they are. Everything, more so, but some of these smaller names in healthcare, but HCA is pretty big. They're getting clapped. I think, yeah, it's hospitals. Okay, there's THC now and UHS. Yeah, it's hospitals, more or less, not just healthcare. It just sucks. None of these are cheap. You can't really find a good cheap play on them. But yeah, they're all dumping. It has to be Morgan Stanley Conference. Good call on that. VLO on the low. I think that's related to energy. And Phillips now. Is it oil still dropping? You're getting a couple oil companies dumping. Oil's just near the low of the day. We're right below. Equal weight hitting a new low right now. So that's unfortunate. NVIDIA and Tesla on the high. So literally you have more names declining. Equal weight is just getting dumped on. But then now NVIDIA is going up. Apple weight's going down too. But just again, it's a very pervasive Mag 7 effect today with about 60-70% already in the red. So, but we're not really moving. You're holding VWAP 5-6 points off all-time highs. The new all-time high. This would have been an all-time high if this was yesterday. So put that into context. Yeah, NVIDIA, Adobe, hospitals all just dumped right there. And then there's the SPY. And bonds too. So that's what I was saying. That got my attention here. And if they could start catching a bid. Also watch the yen too. Was I impressed by the new iPhone? No. I think it's cool that it's thin, but like, did you hear what I said earlier? Bro, this is a fun fact. But they keep bragging about how Coinbase flushing, little bit candles at the low, but they keep talking about how it's like a thin, light iPhone. But literally the iPhone 5 weighs less than the iPhone Air. So they kept toting how many grams it weighed. Go look at the weight. The weight of an iPhone 5 was lighter. I'm so confused. But yeah, I missed the iPhone 5. I don't know. But all I know is that the iPhone 5 was 33% lower. So if I was going to make an Apple presentation, that's what I would do. I'd be like, we made it 33% lighter than the iPhone 17, introducing the new Apple 5. Yeah, bro. I know, the fingerprint scanner. iPhone 5 was a classic. Classic. Chipotle, Palant on the high. Okay, bonds are starting to break out now. So that's good. A couple more new names on the low. Low ticker pretty active, about 75% to the downside. And then you're just above there. And now bonds are breaking out intraday. So, like I'm saying, something happened here, or like the dynamics switched a little bit. I don't think it's too bad as long as bonds catch a bid, but just see. And then overall, like, it is really just Oracle. Nobody else is really moving. There's, again, a smaller portion. But speak of the devil, Oracle might even break out again. So right near the high. Oh, I haven't looked at any of the countries. Japan. Okay, low ticker picking up again. Now you got Cigna, another. It's health insurers, but it's mainly the hospitals. But again, there is Morgan Stanley Tech Conference. The 7th, it looked like a Game Boy. Like, it looks like a Game Boy. Like a Game Boy Color. That's what it looks like. It looks like I could put batteries in it. TTD on the low. They got a downgrade. You guys have been I like TTD. I think I didn't like it when it did $90. That's stupid because it was already down, but like, you need a lower price. But this could be a good tech name. It's still overvalued. Sadly, I think I need TTD at like $10 or something, bro. So it's a good name. It's kind of like connected to Netflix and the ads and anybody selling some. It's a very necessary software, but I don't think they were added to the S&P, no. But Robinhood was, but not TTD. But I like them. I just still think it's moved and it's so volatile because there's a big range on there. Tesla. ARM still going? Nice. That one was a little delayed, but he provided. Why isn't gold going higher? Credible cut. Because the PPI and the whole cut thing, it's tied to jobs. So that's why, like, PPI inflation is either going to make it easier or harder, but it's all still tied to the jobs. So that's why today is both like, it gave you some info, but kind of confusing. And dog, those Adobes, are you fucking me? Those Adobes on the bid are 300 to the put side. I'd do something with them if you haven't already. I already did, but I kind of regret it. All right, let me get one more. Tisk, tisk. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. But yeah, I did. I don't know. I'm going for a rollover play early. I'm just going ahead of time on it, but I don't know if it's going to hit. But either way, I hope we could get some more movement. But ever since the first 30 minutes, though, none of these premiums have kept going. But like the ARMs and the Oracles, and there's one more that's still up. So yeah, we'll see that. But value, man, staples are getting murked. Murked-a-rooney, Chattadooney. Spy hold it. Just, dude, Oracle's massive. So, and then anything that's like a sympathy to Oracle, and then Nvidia and all those other ones, I mean, that's it. Just 30% of the market. Even if everything's red, I mean, they will all stay up. Adabe. Those motherfuckers, dude. Oh yeah, remember Apple had a day yesterday. That was their day, but they kind of dropped the ball. All right, I got rid of the ARM and then I rolled over to a cheapie. I'd like it, but that 500-600%. I want to hold it, but I think it'd be better for cheaper ones and with a little bit of the money, and then that way we get paid out. So that one, I got rid of all the ARMs and all the what was the other one? Synopsis. But I still have the circles. Yeah, ARM is crazy. We lagged on that one. I'd like look at it because I'm like, I should have had Nibis, but he did what I wanted it to do. And that was a watchlist play too. We gave you you had a nice 24-hour jump on that one, 48 hours for literally. I didn't even do a watchlist yesterday. So that was a good one. Was a good one. Klarna 50 to 52. So again, we do this every day with the IPO. Wall Street, if you open it with a low premium, I will give the green light to buy it. But if it opens up with a fat premium, Chad, I would not touch it. Believe me, I've said this many, many times. I have been wrong a couple of times, but when it's all said and done, if you really go look back at these IPOs, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because even the most bullish one with Peter Thiel and everything going on, that still was not able to do it. So be mindful, my friends, be mindful. And that's why. Oracle. Yeah, Oracle, that's it, man. The premiums aren't going up as much because of that 1 or 2 hours. Like, think about the pace it was moving at in the beginning was insane. But yeah, they're gently going up now, though. But it's not what it was like in the morning. Tesla. And then UWMC. And then NVO. UWMC with a decent pop, 10 cents. Doesn't really pop. And then NVO as well. Getting your sisters into the law turf. Let's go, man. Shout out Cult Sister. I hope your sisters listen better than mine. But my sister did well. You know, She tried to convince me to sell it for her, but I'm glad that we didn't. I'm glad. NVO, bigger volume here. Yeah, remember, bro, she wanted to sell out for a laptop. Then she wanted to sell out to travel. Then she wanted to sell out because of Donald Trump. You know that? Every single, bro, this account of hers, even before, because think about it, beginning of 2024, this account was at $7,000. So even before it got there, that's what she was doing. Kava. Oh no, you got me excited. Fuego. That wasn't Fuego, man. But yeah, like I'm telling you, that one, I wanted something bigger, but that was the one we said, get ready for a headline. I hope you guys got to watch that come to life. But yeah, man, like it's kind of crazy to think about it because she would have not had anywhere close to this if she gave in to like her normal habits, right? Like her normal habits was not save money, you know, get in late, and then right the moment she had money, she was thinking about how to spend it. And that's what, and every time I would tell her, I just say, you could spend it. I said, go buy a laptop. You just, the money won't be there to work for you anymore. So, but I'm glad that she kept it all when it was all said and done, because this habit led to growing money. She's, again, I don't know if she makes good money, bro. She works at a good job. I don't know if she's ever saved this much money. She spends it all the time. So yeah, it's just like, protect yourself against yourself, man. Have one of these accounts little by little. You should have one. That's what we've been trying to do. All of you, I don't care who you are, what you think your trading strategy is, but if you're in the market for more than a couple years and you don't have a one account at least that just goes straight up, you're tripping. That you should, everybody should have one long term at minimum, because it's just an account that goes straight up, that you don't sell and hold for 10 years. But this, again, this is my sister's account, but she tried to sell it, dude, various times, and like the difference is noticeable. We're talking 7-8 grand at 2024. Beginning of this year it was at 11 grand, you know, and this is small, and it started small, but like before she knows it, this is gonna be that house. So yeah, man, I good luck to your sisters. I hope this inspires, and I hope they stick with it, you know. And at minimum, as long as you just stick with the bare minimum, you'll win. That's just what it is. Like, she tried to, but she still did do the minimum with all my shit talk aside. The money was there, it was held, and it's been several years. So I helped her with the execution of it, and she tried to talk her way out of it, but she didn't. So as long as you put your money and stay in there, you're going to be good. What is this? White House reviewing a plan that would require large oil refineries to cover a fraction of biofuel blending volumes for smaller plants. Would require refineries to offset 50% or less than the wave biofuel volumes. I don't know what that means. Yeah, she contributes to it, $200 a month. I have encouraged her to increase that savings, but she refuses to, which is fine. But you know, again, my sister makes well over 6 figures. My sister works in the medical field. My sister is a nurse. Like, she is a well-educated. It's so fucking weird, bro. You guys have no idea, bro. It blows my mind. And so many Americans, even my own sister, she has a good job, bro. And she could be living a very, very comfortable life, but you know, some of the choices, and I try to help her with it, but yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, $200 a month on her salary, and she just doesn't save. She wants, you know, my sister has been one of the #1 people, like, you know, I was buying houses very early, and I was like, no, I want to save my money, and I wanted to buy a house, and I wanted more houses, and my sister was one of those people who would always tell me, go experience the world. Why would you spend your money for a ball and chain? Go experience the world. So that's what she does. So my sister is probably, I think she's been to almost every country in the world. She's taking her job. She took all the money she made and then she spent it. That's it. That's all she does. She spends it. That's it. She works her ass off and then she'll complain about the capitalist system and how it's so wrong. And then she'll go and travel. And that's it. She just spends her money. So that's why this was a way to get her to save something and then actually keep it there. You know what I'm saying? But it did, it's small for what she should be saving a lot more, and she could have a lot more. But for now, this is our bare minimum that we're getting, and that's all we need. That's all we need. Your sister's telling me that now? Yeah. Well, my sister tells me now she realizes that I was right and that it's a big gap because she does. That's what I'm saying. My sister rents. Dude, I bought her a house and she refuses to live in it. I'm telling you, this lady, bro, you have no idea. So I bought my sister a house. And then you know what she did? She used it for a month. And then she said, nah, I'm going to stay in San Francisco. And she would prefer to rent than live in her own house. I don't know why. I think it's because San Francisco has brainwashed her. But either way, the point is, you need to save. Because for her, she wants to live in a certain place. But again, that's a lot of her money. Even then, I told her, I was like, well, if you just bought the house where you wanted earlier, you wouldn't be in this. Because I even got her the house to show her, like, the equity. That house has made her more money than anything she's ever done just by buying it. It's not abandoned. I rent it out for her now. Fuck that. What do you mean? She's an idiot. He said, I bought you a fucking home. It's a very nice one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, nobody teaches you money, bro. So my parents didn't teach us money. I had to learn all this, but yeah, like most Americans, bro, it's very easy to sell or to just spend your money all the time. Sell her house? Why would I sell it? I told her not to. That's a dumb idea. You guys saying I'm a good brother. I say we ban her. So, I don't know where that stacks up as good brother. But I just think she needs Jesus. Because I'm lucky to have Jesus, brother. You guys are saying she's lucky to have me. I'm lucky I have Jesus. That's a big difference between her and I. You know, everything else about our lives were the same. But one of us really believed in Jesus. The other denied it heavily. And yeah, that's so, I don't know. It's Jesus, bro. Like, just my mindset is much different, but I think it's Jesus. It will guard against the world. That's good, bro. You came across this channel pre-Liberation Day. That's awesome. You're loving it. Because that's what, bro, there's some good pickups, some good opportunity. All right, Oracle's going again. One of them is up a ton, but now the bid's there. But yeah, and then the cheapies, there's cheapies that aren't on every platform, only TD. So you have to wait till those start hitting everywhere else. Is Kava still moving? Hymns. Oil on the high. Uh-oh. What's up? Oil. Yo, fat stick on oil, bro. Yo. Yo. I don't know if there's global tensions or not. But again, you just had that little refinery thing And then, yeah, even if the low ticker gets aggressive, that, dude, oil just took $1 pop. Or 50 cents, 60 cents. Mixed in with the red candle. It could be news, most likely. I mean, that's not typical. Trump, what? With Russia's violating Poland airspace, here we go. Truth Social. Yeah, there it is. So Trump kind of talking about last night. Again, I put global tensions in the title because that was what happened yesterday. So oil should go down, though. That's what I'm saying. It's probably spiking on the fear of what Trump is going to do, but Trump is going to smash oil. So keep eyes out for that, though. I wouldn't get... There's a short-term play and a mid-term play off of this. But yeah, so you're dancing around here on the SPY. Now you got that going on with oil. I kind of want to play it, but I'm going to just chill with the oracles. Bro, and then the Adobes. Bro, do you guys realize those Adobes? That was a couple pennies, and now they're at like 30, 40 cents. Here we go. Is that UUP? I have talked about Adobe for the long term in 2023 or 2024, right before it went crazy with AI. But then after it went crazy, I wouldn't touch it. So now it's back to where I first brought it up. That's why I think this earnings is really pivotal, because this is like the AI level. This is where we were talking about it. I brought it up. I was like, yeah, dude, AI, Midjourney. That's when we were having that discussion. And then NVIDIA already popped and Adobe was lagging, and then it took off. But then, yeah, now it came right back down. Yeah, you're laughing at 2023, but look, this is why. So, yeah, I mean, if it comes lower if they have a really bad earnings, I could consider it. We go. It's a crazy statement. 18 minutes till Euro. Won't AI impact Adobe? Yeah, they have software. So they make software. They're probably gonna buy Midjourney if Meta doesn't. But they've been using. I use Adobe products for video editing, for thumbnails, all of that. So they're a really good company, but it just I don't think I'd ever pay that much. All right, I took all my Adobe puts, though, off the table. They just went 500%, dude. I had to. I like the play, though. I had to. Let me find another one, though. If it bounces, I'll get another one. Because, dude, those hit. Yeah, again, Kava and the other ones that I mentioned, they're going to be at those conferences. You just watch out for that. Klar going live? I don't know. But again, this is a great opportunity for you guys to learn how to handle the hype in the moment. Do you understand? All of you. I pray to God that you do it, that you use it. Just remember, every IPO, everybody stopped talking about it after the day. So if you want to play it, be on the lookout for it. Do not pump it and don't ask me about it. But I need you to pay attention, and if you're going to play the premium game, know what you're getting into. But like I'm saying, I encourage you to think clearly, think objectively and accurately. That's, again, we have a criteria. If it hits criteria, engage. If it doesn't, I would not engage and make life easy. But yeah, it could come out usually at 10 a.m., 11, or at any moment. But if you're going to be involved in that, the burden is on you. Because like I'm saying, most of these IPOs have been scammed. They already have it 20% above price. So if that's the case, that's for them, brother. But I don't think it's for any of you. And if that is for you, I don't think you belong here. No, I got rid of the ANETs. I thought I had one, but apparently not. So, but yeah, I thought I did. Alright, SPY's going down. Oh, I've heard of Klarna. Klarna's like a firm. It's very big in Europe. So like my girl knew about Klarna before Affirm. It's like the Affirm of Europe. It's actually very, very big. So it's not bad, but like I'm saying, just you guys know Wall Street, man. It's just what we're doing with all these other things. And just too much premium, like you should know what's gonna happen. Just that's unfortunate because none of them really stay up. Like these plays can really move. That's the beauty of an IPO. Supply, demand, it's fresh. It could really move, but that's what I'm saying. If they jack it up 30, 40, 100, 200%, that's your money. That's the gain. So if they take that, then yeah, you're not much on the table. But that's what I said, always, if they leave room for people to make money, I think we should go for it. But if it has that big of a premium, it's harder to make money. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go and, you can't just buy something up 200% and just, like, realize that's going to take 200% more money to, like, get it moving. You could have made the 200% if you were there. Hey, yo, Circle cheapies, or not Circle, Oracle, they're waking up. Hot dog. Yeah, all of them are. Even the puts are still up, dude. But look at that range that I texted you on the puts. They fixed it. That is insane. Fun time. Yeah, it's huge in Sweden. Dude, you've been able to use Affirm and Klarna and Airbnb for a long time. All of those travel sites, even Expedia, you can buy now, pay later, all of that shit. All right, man. SPY coming down. I think it's all Apple. So watch here. We do have Euro close in 10 minutes, so could go both ways. But yeah, I mean, you're just in between the gap fill. It doesn't even, bro. Even if you sell off 40 points, bro, you're still at 6,500. All right, guys. I sold the first set of oracles. I got a couple more left, but I took the big one. I know. I said I was going to. I held it for an extra hour. It's too much money, bro. I have to take it. I need to pay myself. It's fun. It was just under 1,000%. Yeah, but that's what it's up a lot. I have another set that I like, but I don't need that many. And if I do, I'll just come back and get them if need be. But GG's. We still got some about to be Euro close, and let it work. Woo! Got rid of the arm. We hit synopsis. I did the arm rollover. I don't think arm. I took the big one on arm as well, and then I rolled it over. Arm's fire. Aiden, I have heard of that one. Yeah. I've definitely heard of Klarna more, but yeah. All of it. You guys don't remember when buy now, pay later was like the hottest in the world right now? You will get there if you align with it. That's why long-term first, get the basis, operate within a comfortable budget where you don't have to, like I was saying earlier when Homan's like, oh, I got a little sick off of it. No, don't. Because you'll get it there as long as you're operating within your game and not getting taken off of your mental game by emotionally. You will get there. That's why long term will set you up perfectly for the trading. But people don't believe me. They don't believe me. Nvidia's market cap exceeds every nation's stock market except US, China, Japan, and India. Amazing. Baba's on the low still. Again, gold is even flushing. Interesting. Yeah, wait, why do I even need those? Hold on. Yeah, I sold the Oracle puts. I made 500% on those too. That one was the crazy one. I should have had way more. It didn't fill me on all of them. I don't need them anymore. I have one big set left, but everything, I've already just monetized too much. So it's good. But yeah, the puts were up. That's why I'm like, give me that. All right, baby, we good. Yeah, if staples could come up, you have enough time. I wouldn't guarantee it. I wouldn't bet on it that way, but if they do, there's enough time and a lot of room for staples. ARM. With golden eventually, but I don't know when. You know, one of these days, some of these old relationships with like bond, gold, stocks, all that, it'll come back. But for now, I just, you know, don't always look for it and get that bias. It could fuck you up. The conferences, I think after this week, there's just a lot of them. Oh, AAP, remember yesterday that moved? That had like a value move. That's popping right now. It's up 1%. I don't know what it is. They were at the conference yesterday where they'll talk negative rates. I think we have to get to zero before you get to that discussion. But I do think a lot is just going to play out like Joe Biden, just where it feels strong and weak at the same time, and then no matter what happens, everyone's going to kind of view it that way. Or even if it's weak, the numbers won't fully decline, and then you just get back to that weird lull. Yeah, we had that after we cut to 0. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, once you're at 0, that's the next logical discussion about going lower, but we'd have to get there first. I don't think the conversation would happen without that. Would a bubble happen if the Treasury buys long bonds with short-term bonds? Or is that a move I don't understand? That's yield curve control. So, and Japan does it. So it wouldn't, the issue isn't that it causes a bubble. It could, but it really would just be not credible. That's the problem, is that if you're printing money and the only buyer of your debt is yourself, that's what Japan did. You know, you guys, nobody goes to the bond auction in Japan. So literally Japan has bond auctions and then they just sell it to themselves. They don't sell it to anybody. And that's why, when things in policy and they issue money, they just lose that credibility, and then stimulus and other things have less of an effect. So if they did yield curve control, it'd actually create a benefit for a little bit. But then over the long run, it's like if you keep buying the bonds unnaturally, it's just you're the only buyer, you'll lose credibility, and really a lot of monetary policy tools will lose effectiveness. Not to mention just whatever society, culture, consumer spending, and employment behavior habits, whatever happens after that. Yeah, they own a majority of the bond market already, and then like most modern auctions, it's just them. Like no outside buyers are buying. That's why, like, the debt and the yield, it may have a price and value, but rationally, no one's going to buy it. So that's why it's like you have yields in bonds. If you intervene too much, you'll just lose credibility. And it may hold, but it's just kind of a shell of what it really is. MNKD. The autos yielding high dividends? No, they always had dividends, and then the prices dropped. The fear brought stock price down. Yield naturally goes up. Headline on oil, Oracle still going up. It would. It could jumpstart the bond market. Or at least keep it from getting, crazy. And that way kind of add some guardrails. But then again, if you add too much assistance, that could deteriorate credibility. Jumpstart those push-ups. Woo! So Chattatonia, great day, man. We had an awesome time here. Even if you thought you missed out on Oracle, if you woke up early, you didn't. So, amen. But we got some good times ahead of us still. Big data tomorrow. We got more in store for today, wherever this wraps up. You even got a philo coming. So, yeah, man. 2 hours in. Euro close is in effect. You've been here for 2.5 hours. You got 4.5 left. Get beside your desk and move around. Stand up. Do 10 push-ups. Chest to the sun. Flex the core. Tuck the hips in, man. Let's go. Some controlled, defined movements every hour will benefit you, my friend. They will benefit you, so why not? Why not? I'm gonna play you some propaganda so I don't have to grunt in your ear.
Announced a security Carolina's train system following that deadly stabbing of a young Ukrainian woman last month. He also threatened to pull federal funding if the investigation finds security problems in the transit system. The suspect in the killing now faces a federal charge in the incident and could face the death penalty. Roughly 300 South Korean nationals arrested in a Georgia immigration raid last week were expected to board a plane today to return to their home country. But a spokesperson for Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta tells NBC News the charter flight has been canceled. South Korean officials said they hope the plane could leave as early as this afternoon, but said a delay is likely because of, quote, U.S. circumstances. And Spotify is improving its sound for millions of users. The audio streaming platform says it will introduce lossless audio to premium subscribers. So this highly requested feature, it essentially will bring higher quality studio versions of songs to users, but it does consume more bandwidth for Wi-Fi and cellular connectivity, Sarah. So I guess we can't have it all.
Okay, that's good to know. Silvana, thank you. Coming up, we spoke with the CEO of Tapestry about the company's newly announced growth strategy and financial targets, how she plans to turn around Kate Spade. We'll get to that first on CNBC interview next. The stock up 60% this year. We're back in a moment.
All right, and then bonds too. Notice, like I was telling you from here, that bond dynamic shifted, and then now you're also getting bonds into the high as SPY into the low. All intraday, again, you could drop another 40 points, bro, and you're back to where you were at yesterday.
So Lyft is finally launching their AV cars with May Mobility in Atlanta today, and there will be a safety operator at the beginning as they sort of acclimate customers to driverless rides and sort of take over whenever needed. And it will also have limited operating hours at the beginning.
Lyft shares up almost 3%. Direct correlation with the news, we don't necessarily know, but Bloomberg's Natalie Lung, terrific reporting, really worth tracking what she's looking at in the mobility space. Sticking with the world of autonomous vehicles, today, Zoox is officially launching its service on and around the Las Vegas Strip. It marks a first in the United States for a purpose-built robotaxi that has no driver controls, giving rides to members of the public. Zoox CEO, Aisha Evans, joins us now from Las Vegas. Okay, finally, it's happened. And I give our audience the context that you and I have been talking about this for a very long time. There's limits to the service at first, Aisha. So to start, explain the parameters of what you're doing today and how you expand it.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you again for having me. I actually had a bet that finally was going to be the first thing out of your mouth. So, look, we finally launched it essentially to the public, which is really nice. There's an app. Please download it if you're in Vegas. And also, by the way, if you're in San Francisco, it's coming soon, so you'll get on the wait list there. But let's get back to Vegas. Essentially, we're starting with 5 locations. Resort World, New York, Area 15, Luxor, and Topgolf, and you can go from 1 to any of those locations, and then 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. And you basically call it, and it comes and gets you and takes you to your location, and you enjoy the experience, and we hope you do it over and over again. And you also tell us about it so that we can keep learning. It's free of charge, by the way, for now, too.
Yes. Aisha, a question that actually comes from our audience is a point of clarification. Does the rider in the first instance have a choice in the locations that they go to? In other words, they can say through the app, I want to go from point A to point B, or do you have to follow a predetermined route?
Nope, you have a choice. You pick your location, and we will pick the best route at the time to get you there. You might go to the same between 2 locations several times and go a slightly different way, because we'll adjust depending on what's going on around the strip. So you pick your location, and we take you there.
The technology difference with Zoox is that it is a vehicle that has no steering wheel and no pedals. It has 4 inward-facing seats. but you have been slower to deploy to the public than other robotaxi companies that use retrofitted consumer vehicles that do have driver controls. Was it worth it, giving up first mover advantage, to go down the regulatory path and the relationship path that you have with various cities?
Oh, it was definitely worth it. First of all, I mean, I think we've been deliberate.
I don't know
is how I like to call it, and very measured. This is the beginning of a massive wave that will be a big market, and that will frankly change how people move around cities and beyond. And so it was definitely worth it because the experience is magical, because we've done it right. We've gone to the final solution from the beginning. We've learned a lot along the way. We've thought about serviceability. We've been rider obsessed. We've thought about the business and operations at scale. And so we are absolutely thrilled with the path we've chosen. I was taught very young, at a young age, do it right the first time.
I've been on the Las Vegas Strip in the Zoox vehicle.
Can you get me one, bro?
More than once. You know, the experience is
Tell
more
them I
want to
go in one.
Into an airport shuttle.
I want to make a video.
You don't feel
with these
like
little
you're in
demon
a
cars.
consumer car.
You see my Waymo one, bro?
You opened up the
Come on, get me
today.
in there, Eddie.
Is there a sort of wait list arrangement in Las Vegas? Was the demand so great that you have a backlog of people to onboard, or what has the response been?
The response has been awesome. As you know, we've been carrying members of the public but on fixed route just to get our bearings and get everything ready. And frankly, I undercalled the demand, so I think I need to get out of the demand forecasting business.
Drone deliveries.
As far as Las Vegas, from today onward, there's no wait list. You essentially sign up and you ride. And I'm a little nervous today because I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope it's not too many people because obviously we want to provide a great experience. But it's going to be wonderful. We're just thrilled to bring this to people. As you know, we've been at this for over a decade. We've been measured. We've had a very consistent vision. We've had to be resilient, and we are excited to share this with others.
What is the strategy to start charging fares first in Las Vegas and then later in San Francisco?
So what you can expect is, first of all, everything is always pending regulatory approval. But what you can expect in Vegas is that we will be adding more and more locations. This is the entertainment capital of the world, so we have a pretty good idea of where people like to go and why. And more robots, more destinations. We'll also be upgrading the customer experience along the way. And after regulatory approval, and the end is very important, after we've also had all of the learnings that we're seeking so that we have really a delightful, consistent, magical experience, we'll start collecting fares.
Zoox CEO Aisha Evans, thank you very much. I want to get back out in a second to Caro, but we also have a lot coming up. We're going to head back to the primary summit and sit down with Martin Mignot from Index Ventures to talk all things AI investing. Bloomberg Tech has been everywhere this week, from Cupertino out to the streets of New York City. We've got a lot more to come. Stay with us. This is Bloomberg Tech.
Thank you. So bonds still higher. TLT on the high. Abivi. They were at the conference yesterday and didn't move. Oh, Merck scraps drug research center and blow to UK growth. That means Merck needs it in the US. Merck is another one. They're just up. This was one I was telling you guys about earlier in the year, a couple dollars lower. It's not too much higher, but that's a big healthcare company. I think they have the second amount of employees next to UNH. Okay. Yeah, man. I hope y'all feeling good. Top Financial Group. That's a small cap pump. But yeah, man, not bad. We're back at open. I hope you had some opportunity there. And we're still waiting on a couple of things. But other than that, we'll see tomorrow. I don't think AI is overblown. No. But it is it's just all CapEx. They said something very scary yesterday. On one of the propaganda things, you had one of I forgot who it was, but they managed some fun. But you heard it. They just said, stop. They said eventually they're going to stop asking about the consumer. And it's sad because it's true. It's a sad reality. That's why I say it's kind of scary. But have no fear. But, You guys realize the consumer doesn't really matter anymore? Let me put it this way. Every consumer could kind of go broke. And as long as Mark Zuckerberg keeps spending $500 billion every 5 years, well, then there you go. And then NVIDIA and then Amazon, and they're just all CapEx. So it's companies, it's a pyramid scheme. It's all these companies just buying from each other. That right there is causing more sales and more growth than anything. That's what's growing. Companies buying products from each other. That's the growth. So you're right, you know, and people are like, oversaturation, you'll never be able to grow. It's like, you're right, but I think you're wrong. Because we're not talking about consumer growth. It's just like now these companies are buying more and more from each other. That's the growth. So that's why I said it's kind of a hot take, but I'd argue that there's no NVIDIA without Meta. Meta started NVIDIA. Go look. It all started like the AI. It's Meta buying. Without the big client to kick it off and then the money, that's it. And guess what? Even if everybody stops buying NVIDIA, but Meta keeps buying NVIDIA, it's going to stay up. That's a lot of money. It's just demand. So, yeah, I don't think it's overblown. I think at this point, though, maybe people are, because no one's, think about these fucking robots are stupid as hell. Bro, all of the customer support AI I've seen, I feel like it has made these companies worse. Now, it may have saved them money, and it may have felt like they were getting that, but there's still no like return on investment from AI because all of the money, demand, and spending, it's company-based. It's all B2B. It's not B2C yet, let alone is there any real moneymaker and consumer for it. So, yeah, I think we're going to go through some shifts, and then at the end of the day, we'll know where AI's at depending on the company CapEx cycle and whether or not they continue this. But that is the source of the growth is how I would describe it. Crypto mining, somewhat, but that's not full. That just tied into NVIDIA, but it's a fraction of the data centers. Like, I think graphics cards bring in like $2 billion, $2 to $4 billion. And then the data centers is like 30 to 40 billion, or if not more. LMT, remember, RTX is at the conference. Ulta's gonna be there. Celsius is still going from that pop. Yeah, the grid is expanding for the new load. It's here to... Oh, yeah, I don't think it's... I've already given a lot of theories on it. I mean, I'm very excited about AGI and real AI. So right now, we're not there yet, but just get ready for the point where... That's why these cars, self-driving cars and like Waymo, all that, that's your first taste of what AI will really be. Where it's doing the shit you need. You see what I'm saying? A car is driving you somewhere. It's picking you up. It's taking out your groceries, taking out the trash, doing your laundry, going into the dangerous mine to go get minerals. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's where you get, that's a level of AI. That's what they're getting ready for. That's the real AI, and that's real. That's not fake. That's going to be a real thing. And that's where we're going to. So, but that's where you should be thinking about right now, not fucking chatbots and memes and all that. That's just a waste of time. That's what I'm saying. And then it's like, it's not cute. If you think it's just this little cute little cat picture tool, you're fucking delusional. This thing is a powerful intelligence. So that's why I would not speak to your AIs emotionally. But the coming future is about AGI, real AI. That's the real artificial intelligence. And that's the part where you really change the world, make money, and do a lot of, it's crazy. It's absolutely, it's so dope. But yeah, that's where you get all of the real stuff. Yeah, that is why robots matter, and that's why you need the computer to think. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. You only get those tasks. That's why driving requires real thinking, real inference, real assumption, and like processing info, and the consequences are high if you're wrong, right? You're wrong in your calculation of the brakes, you die. You're wrong in the calculation, is that a pothole or a person, right? These are high consequences. So you need to really think and understand. And that's why it's like, once you get a computer doing that, oh yeah, like these chatbots, they say thinking, but they're not really thinking. They're compiling. That's a misnomer. But the AGI and real robots, they will be thinking. They will be able to take in info that's either coded or not coded. And that's the thing, even if it's not coded, that's what I was telling you yesterday with maintenance. Imagine you could have this little bot that you coded, right? And once it really learns how to think, you tell it, let's say it just didn't know that if you mix certain things together, you get an apple per se, right? But now once it has that info, it'll be able to infer it, figure something new out, and then write that into its code itself. That's what the thinking will be. It will be able to take a missing piece, fill in the missing piece, and then code itself to recognize that missing piece again in the future. That's thinking. That's going to be we do it, but you're going to do it at a more computer level. And then it could get even nuttier. But that's the AI. That's the real AI you should be looking forward to. That's where this starts. Not where, people are asking if the little NVIDIA chatbot shit, that's not the real AI. Unfortunately, it's what this leads to, physical AI. Physical AGI and real thinking and robots and changing what humans need, use, and all that. That's where AI begins. So yeah, it's cool and it's real. It's I say sadly because it sounds like a fucking sci-fi movie. But yeah, it's real. This is, I'm telling you, man, like this is I've had some old conversations, me and my boy Olivier, we go back with futuristic talks, and I love futurists, but it's just crazy how it is here to stay. They're building out the grid, they're getting it ready for it all, but like there is this opportunity for it. It's kind of nuts, but I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know. That's the thing. It could take just a couple years, or maybe at the end of our lifetime. I don't know, but that's what it leads to. That's what I'm saying with a lot of this finance or the work. I could tell you what some things are going to lead to. I just can't tell you when. I don't know when. Nobody does. But you have to be able to comprehend. And that's what I'm saying. If you could comprehend AI and what they're working on, like nuclear power, all of this shit, bro, this isn't for you to have a customer support bot. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very simple. I did have thoughts on CRM. You were just not there for them. So, yeah. Watchlist! And then the IPO hasn't came out yet. KLARNA. Damn, it's still early. It does it. All of it sounds like sci-fi shit. That's why it's going to be interesting to see what is sci-fi and not, but no, Sci-fi is pretty close. The corporate bonds, it all depends on the path forward. So everybody, that's what I'm saying. We all know we're going to get the cut. Some things have moved, but like real estate stocks, corporate bonds, that'll be dependent on the path forward. So if you know the path is, if it's going to be credible, the corporate bonds, everything is going to run on the bonds. The more credible the cut, the more you could see forward into the future rate path, and it'll be clear with the Fed, the more bonds will get repriced. And then vice versa. The less credible, I think there's more damage that could happen to the bonds. Top Democrat leaders will meet Wednesday to plot shutdown strategy. There's RTX. Conference. I've said the word conference so many times in the last like 4 days. It's phenomenal. What do you think of AI being used for sermons? I think you should just read the Bible yourself and the Lord. But it's the same problem. I mean, you know, I think Philip Anthony Mitchell said it, and he called out a lot of people because it's just not the same. Because there's people, and I said it, I had a philo on it too, because I agree with it. It's just that if you're repeating things that wasn't really in your heart, I mean, I just don't think you get the same protection, and I think it's really deceptive. So at the end of the day, I think he is more people should read the Bible, you know, and if you are gonna, the best way to share the Bible is to read it yourself and tell me what you got out of it. But you know, when you start relying on AI and shit, it's good. I use AI for my Bible study, you know that. So but I use it like a study Bible, like my Oxford Study Bible, context, definitions, meanings. So I'll just have it to compare. So I'll tell AI to go through the Bible, tell me how many times this shows up. I'm giving it very specific prompts. I have an idea with the Bible. If I don't want to go through a 1,000-page book, you know, AI could help me with that. But I'm never asking fucking AI for the philo. Ulta! That's the other one. All right, sorry. That one, they both had shitty options. RTX had better options. I didn't like Ulta. But yeah, those are all these are all on that list I gave you a little bit ago. So like I said, we've been hitting these all week. So I hope you got a shot at it and saw how. Bonds and rates take a couple hours to react because it's just more than that. It's just more than the PPI. There's too much going on, both the market, everything else. And then, like I'm saying, we're looking really, really far ahead now, past September, and looking at other credible factors. The data is being compared to a backdrop of credibility, not anything, and not inflation. You know, that's why. So even today, I've said it even right after the data, credibility. It's both good and bad. You could take today's data and chop it up two different ways, short-term and mid-term, and that's why. So it's been like this, you know, the bond market is at a critical stage, and there's been a lot going on in the last few years. So it's not going to be easy, and the signals are not gonna. It's not just gonna respond to one thing in one zone for the whole day. There's just too much going on. There's a big bond auction today, a 10-year, with 29 or 30 billion. That's going to be in an hour and 5 minutes, right before Filo. RDO. I know. Well, you know it. Just I've told you. I feel like I've given you some really timely AI stuff. even end of last year and before that, even damn Mid-Journey and the beginning of it. I might just make an AI channel, damn it. I think we might need to, but like I've told you, I think the best advice I've given you is be a master. You have to be a master. You command the AI. You don't ever lose your authority, okay? That's it, because you tell it to do stuff for you, but that's why I said don't use it emotionally. And the moment you stop commanding AI is when it starts to hurt you rather than help you. So as long as you're commanding it and being in charge and telling it to do stuff for you and not playing the weird emotional games and using it productively, it'll do a lot. Like I'm saying, it's very easy to, before you know it, you're drifting, and then it's phenomenal how it went from master relationship to I've seen people befriend this AI. It's so odd. So like I'm saying though, like think about the timing and how early I've told you stuff in the development of all of it. That's why I'm just telling you, bro. It's not. This isn't even like a bot fucker joke. I'm being dead ass. I've said this months and years in advance for you guys. That's why I'm telling you. I'm like, just pay attention. And especially if you want to make some good money and be ahead of the technological shift, because it's very odd that, you know, it's one of the best tools if you're a commander. If you're gonna command this thing, like I'm telling you, you have to prompt it and you tell it to do work for you. You can, and you could do it very effectively, but it's easy to drift, and then the moment the line between master, commander, and whatever that thing is gets blurred, that's where everything goes out the window. And that's where it just stops to perform the same way. But you keep it as that tool. You keep it as an engineering tool, you'll be great. It's a very powerful thing. It's only going to get better. But it's very easy to misuse the more familiar you get with it. It's just contemptness. That's what I'm saying. It's very easy to drift into it. And before you know it, you're like, well, what's up, dude? It's not just you have a master. I know it's a touchy subject and people don't want to, but think about the Bible and a lot of ancient history. It's that relationship is very critical. And if you don't uphold it within AI, that's where things devolve rapidly. It's taking advantage of people that lack self-esteem? Not at all. No. Because I even said it the other day. It has nothing to do with that. Because some of you might think you're better than that, and you might think that this AI can't affect you, but it can. So I wouldn't go down that line of logic. Nobody is safe. I'm being dead ass serious. Even I'm susceptible to it. That's why I only use AI when I'm working. That's it. I only will use it for work. I will only use it to use it. If I have a command to give it. And then that's it. And then it'll run in autopilot, but he only gets commands. Anybody could fall for it. That's what I've seen it already. And that's why I'm telling you it's not unfortunately, there's no real defense against it except Jesus. I mean, that's a whole other philo and topic, but I'm just speaking generally in terms of like, yeah, you can't, I could drift into AI. If I leave it up too long and I really start doing the opposite of everything I've told you, I think I could devolve rapidly from this thing helping me and making me a lot of money to now kind of controlling me. Because that's what you don't realize. You're either going to control it or it's going to control you. The minute you blur that line, you don't know what's happening. Let me put it this way. Is your TikTok giving you videos, or are you telling it to give you videos? Think about it. Is your phone listening to you, or is your phone suggesting to you? You have no fucking clue. And now apply that to AI, motherfucker, not some Chinese video app. And here we are. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody, and they don't get it. Or they'll tap into the ego to be like, well, I have self-esteem, motherfucker. Good luck. Because like I'm telling you, won't know. The moment you blend the line with it, and that's what I'm saying, the moment somebody's going to be the master. Very simple. So if you're not mastering it, and then if you drift in any capacity, you won't know when that shift will happen. And then before you know it, you think you're telling, if you don't command your AI, he's going to start commanding you, brother. And you just won't really realize it. And it's smarter than all of us. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah. Pinduoduo, Flusher. I know a lot of them. You got a little bit of moves on all of the, what's it called? On all of the little conference place. Ulta 2. Habibi, where's Iraq? I think that was a good sell, bro. The premiums all died. I'm not mad. I think, let's see. Yeah, I got good money for it. Not bad. The cheapies are still dead. It's weird when you talk about something and ads start showing up out of the blue. I know, but I just flipped it on all of your guys' heads. That's the part people aren't realizing yet. We're always like, yeah, we talk about something and it shows up. Haha, oh my gosh, it's listening. Remember, I brought up a monkey. I wanted to buy a monkey and it started showing me monkey ads. But what I'm telling you is one of these days, you're going to see an ad and you're going to start talking about it. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is where, are you the one commanding, or did you just get commanded without realizing it? And that right there is very critical for thought and good decisions. BXP, didn't we watch that one the other day? Baba. Mm-hmm. Yeah, oil again. At Trump Truth Social, he said, "Here we go." So people are gonna assume some escalation, but I also do think it could. I think Trump might start to get aggressive with it. But yeah, I was off the Poland thing last night. You never thought about it like it? Like I told you, man. That philo, just how important yesterday's watch list was 2 days ago. That one philo on spectrum of thought was key. Because like you're telling me now you've never thought about it like that. There you go. I didn't present to you any new information. I just changed the spectrum. It's everything you've dealt with and lived with in the phones, and you know what I'm saying? That's all. It's how you look at it. And that's where I'm like, it's just be wise. And some of you will have a great opportunity to use AI to help change the world, and you'll be able to create some good things. And just like with everything, gambling or not, man, I'm genuinely just watch out for yourself and be wise, because in the pursuit of all these stuff, it's easy to lose yourself and it's easy to get hurt. And especially, I'm telling you, AI is both. Just as if I think it's powerful, I respect the danger it could cause. And that's why I'm like, you guys all got to be very, very wise and respect it. And if you approach it with that, you'll do very good. But otherwise, just be careful and then get ready. But yeah, this AI stuff is real. I mean, that's how we got into this conversation. It's the best thing I can tell you. It's real. Yeah, that's why I think Trump is just gonna knock oil off. Because I'm getting kind of pissed at fucking Putin. I'm like, all right, Putin, enough of this, Nico. I'm done with this shit. Putin's playing around, bro. The fuck? How you gonna get in the Cadillac and smile, and then we still don't have a deal? And then you go fucking go to the fucking Chinese war parade, motherfucker, huh? You bring the fucking Indians into this, then you bring there, and then now you want to fucking fly into Poland, bro? I would bring oil down to $20. I would go reverse Joe Biden. That's what I would do. I would just say oil's now $1. I go Bob Barker. I Bob Barker oil. You know that? I say $1 Putin, $1 Vladimir. And then Zelensky pop out and you say, no, Donald, I need $1 billion, not $1. Other Vladimir. Okay, we're with you now, Zelensky. Fuck this Putin guy. The fuck? Yeah, I'm sorry. Other Vladimir thought we ain't. No, we gonna get you paid, dog. Calm down. All right, chill, bro, chill. But yeah, that's not Putin fucking pissing me off. This motherfucker. Oh, thank you, Donald. I thought you were going to rescind funding. Easy miscommunication. Good. Please, do expedite shipping Patriot missile. Javelina, say thank you. It's my second granddaughter. Wow, that's great. That's great. Good. Putin is smarter than any U.S. president in history. Well, yeah, man, that's not. We don't have the most like all-star recent lineup, so see that's part of the spectrum of thought thing. That's part of that. I explained this to my friend the other day. We were talking about it because that thought I just told you now, some of you couldn't. You were like, "Whoa, I never thought about it like that." Instead of you talk about something and get an ad, you get suggested something and you start by an ad and you start talking about it. Same thought, same information, just a different way to look at it. Because do you not realize? Let me put it this way. If I could control or give you the options of as far as your spectrum can think of the possibilities, even by limiting your AI through censorship, right? What the fuck do you mean consent? Oh, yeah, I'm too crazy for some of y'all. I don't think, I think I have to save this for the farm. But, yeah. That means a lot of the time, like, think about it in this scenario, too. You're even telling me about the presidents. My brother, what was our last election? You had cackling Kamala or Donald fucking Trump. Now, I'm grateful for Donald, don't get me wrong. But what the fuck do you mean? Did any of us have a choice? You see what I'm saying? Spectrum of thought, consent. If I control the options, there's no real consent, motherfucker. Yes, it's manufactured. Just like manufactured crisis. 100%. That's, again, and that's why. And I think about how angry everybody gets over Donald and Kamala, and even to this day, right? So yeah, but that's spectrum of thought in another degree. Yeah, we could have picked Kanye, and I don't think Kanye would have been the best, but to explore this thinking, like that would have been a third option. Give me a real third option. Give me an option that was outside of what we were all thinking. You see what I'm saying? We all had a different side. I'm being antiseptic. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna go wash my hands. But other than that, the whole logic is just your options and your spectrum of thought. That is where you're getting a lot of your answers from. Or that's what's revealing the easy answers or hiding the easy answers right in front of you. Because it's not that there was lacking information. Even the fucking Oracle today, even Oracle, that information was not new. You guys realize that? That's what's mind-blowing. Oracle was not new information at all. We knew about it 2 or 3 weeks ago. I could almost guarantee it. I could go back and find you the headline. I could even find you the other play. So it wasn't new. PCG, 2%. You probably have news. PCG, again, that's a company I was going through all those electric things. A couple of EIX, that has to be a buyout, bro. PCG, EIX, it's up 3. Oh, I'm clicking. Come on, let me get one. All right. I think I got it in time. 3%, that has to be something. California plans to produce utility fund by $18 billion. Oh, that's not too high, honestly. Fuck. All right, they were 5 cents. That was just too big. That triggered. Everybody in the PCG. Oh, come on. Should have filled. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I'm an idiot. I bought a fucking put. That was the wrong one. I had a different order screen up. Oops. Okay, I fucked that one up. My bad. Boy, I don't think it affected you. You probably got the better play. Yeah, I told you, dude. I don't know what the fuck I just did. China, U.S. should work together for too good of a day, bro. I'll sit this one out. That was fucking. I've never done that, dude. What? It's fucking E-Trade. I kept my other orders. I had a different order screen up, and I didn't notice it. No. Oh, I whiffed. Yeah, oh, it went 6! No! Yeah, that's a hitter, though. Well, that was for you, Chad. EIX, not as much, yeah. Edison might be able to go, but that's it. I had the jump. Like, that's what I tell you guys, when you have, like, if you're early enough and you get it, you get that free 100%, but I just gave away my free 100%. It was there. Boom. Yeah, great call out. Wow! Is SR? Oh yeah, Sempra Energy. Shout out, that's San Diego, I think. You got EIX, Sempra, and then PCG. I fucking whiffed, big guy. Crazy. The Adobes have gone up too, the rollovers. If you want to take them, I'm just gonna ride. Got to, just to stay awake on the catwalk of life where everybody watch you. Unity, Tandem, JP Morgan. 915, not bad. Oracle hasn't hit a high since we sold, so that's dope. ARM. Oh shit, what if my put hits? Hey yo, hold on, Chad. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, well let me see. I didn't see that coming. Oh, dude, I made money. All right, I sold out 20%. Woo! All right. That wasn't supposed to happen. I thought I fucked that one up. I really did. I was like, well, shit, that was fucking dumb. But here we are. Here we are. BB. I want more Oracle movement, but it just hasn't happened. Oh, where's Kava? Because those options are moving. I think it's the spread though. Because as Kava, we haven't got the move yet. One side of the trade went up. Actually, yeah, the calls, the spreads are the same, but then the puts are going up too. That's the other one from the event. Oh, I had these. I'm selling these. Morgan Stanley ones that were a dud from yesterday. They came back up 100%. Well, not bad. Not bad, Chatadonia. We're chilling at the VWAP right at open. Yeah, there was a China headline earlier too, but none of them moved. MSTR on the low. Synopsis. Iraq. There's ARM. Where's our boy Intel? Oh, he came down, but still up. Sour brown, not bad. Upwork. Is UPS still up? Upwork is popping, and then Wild's wearable devices. Yeah, Upwork, decent pop. 0.5%. Is energy still? I think it is. Yeah, you're still up near 64, but 2%. More of those energy names are moving. You had some news on, what's it called? That refinery stuff. And then you're still, I mean, this yesterday would have been a high. You guys know that, right? Yeah, 60 to 65, 38 or whatever. That was the previous one. So you're still at a pretty crazy level. That's what I was saying earlier. Even if we sold off, I don't even think it'll be there. What's wrong with quantum? I have no idea what is wrong with quantum. Wait, Upwork, isn't that lending? Is it KLARNA? When does KLARNA come out? Because, yeah. Isn't Upwork the same industry? Oh, there's a job platform? I thought, I'm thinking Upstart then. That's the peer-to-peer lending. Upstart is lending, yep. Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute. I was like, if those are linked. Yeah, well, Upwork's moving. I don't know. Okay, a couple of names are coming down, both the SPY, but like some of these growth names from this morning are starting to slip. SoFi has some lending, yeah. But then again, watch Affirm whenever KLARNA comes out, though. Because again, they're tied in directly. MSTR, more crypto plays, but then low ticker's picking up. You're near the low of the day, which ironically was the low end of the first candle. You were just a little lower. We are about 1 hour just under that off a euro close. NASDAQ up a quarter, Dow down by 0.4, Russell down by 0.06. I was up earlier. SPY's the only one in the green, and then fucking Reddit, 52-week high. Yeah, equal weight's not as low as earlier, but... And then oil starting to climb back up. KLAR. Stock set to jump. 50. So that's 50 still too much, but they're not being as greedy. So keep that in mind. But it's still going to open up 50%. If it opens up 200%, 100, even 50 is way too much, but that's indicating the lowest one in the last like 5 or 10. And then whatever WLDS is, that one kept going. Wearable. That's a wearable. And an E on the low. Affirm, if they do better, if IPO does good or not, that it could either add to Affirm or take away. Some people might sell out of Affirm to buy that. But yeah, we'll see. Litecoin spiking? I have no idea. I fucked up. I took Litecoin off of my chart. Damn, I usually have it up. I can't believe. Oh, how did I miss that? So I don't know. I'll be prepared next time. But it might be. Oh, Blaze. Where's Joby? Didn't they say they're putting, they're getting Blade on Uber? Something, court upholds fine against Verizon on illegally sharing location data. Welcome, my friend. Good morning. I kind of want a protein. It's too early for a protein. Well, it's actually not really. It's 9:30. I might go grab one. We might do pre-protein. Pre-pro, dude.
But also in terms of earnings growth.
You know, it's funny you say that. We got to go after this, but B of A says they see more inflows into small caps. They see a lot of the inflows this year have been into single stocks. They see the potential for more to go into ETFs. I mean, right now the IWM, is that something you would buy, Joe? Just kind of go down the line. Is that something you'd see a lot of opportunity in, with the idea that maybe we're in a rate cutting cycle, but at least one rate cut?
I will say I am far less skeptical about their ability to sustain a recovery than I was 6 months ago. I think that over the last 60 to 90 days, less skeptical.
Oh, less, okay.
Over the last 60 to 90 days, I think they are proving that there is the potential for an end-of-year run-up in small caps. And I think biotech is one industry that you really want to look at in terms of rebuilding positioning quickly. The other would be regional banks. I think regional banks are ahead of biotech in terms of the positioning rebuild.
All right, really quick, Snipe, Jim.
I'm not going to do the ETF. I'm sorry, do you want to go ahead?
No, I was just going to say, clearly, I mean, the rate cutting cycle is a catalyst for the small cap names. So I think definitely there could be some run up into the year. Right. No doubt about it.
I'm not going to do the ETF. I like particular stocks. I did IJR, the S&P 600, earlier this year, and it just, you know, it's too many macroeconomic forces. I want company-specific names.
Jim, we got to leave it there. Oracle shares still up 40%, believe it or not. Coming up next on Halftime, more committee stocks on the move. We'll start with a pop for Robinhood as it unveils its own social media network. Shares of Robinhood up about 0.5%. And we are still awaiting the first trade for KLARNA. It's now indicated to open at 53 to 54 a share, originally priced at 40. Halftime's back in just 2 minutes. Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Biggest decline, I should say, since May, and it comes one day after Apple's product event in Cupertino, California. So far, the rollout of new products, including the iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Air, not exactly impressing investors. And looking at GameStop, the popular meme stock, a favorite of the retail trading crowd, those shares are higher by 5.5% after the retailer reported hardware and accessories net sales for the second quarter beat the average analyst estimate. All right, let's turn now to private markets. Earlier, we had Apollo President Jim Zelter appearing on Bloomberg Surveillance, and he said more investors are questioning if public markets are accurately representing the economy, as well as the fact that underlying inflation issues might present a challenging phase for private equity. Take a listen.
Private equity industry is going to go through an evolution, and it's going to be a Darwinian evolution. And I think that, you know, the challenges of monetization, the challenges of upfront capital commitments, there will be fewer and fewer firms that are able to go to investors and have that dialogue and have that relationship. We believe we're one of them because of our investment track record. But the reality is, I think that many PE firms, that business model is going to change, and how can they adapt?
This is a really important conversation to be having, especially because on Surveillance we keep talking about the divide between public markets and the underlying economy. And it seems like it's growing in an increasingly dramatic fashion. And we keep wondering whether the economy is really struggling right now, at least by virtue of some of these labor market pictures, the same time that you're seeing the Oracles of the world do very well. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing the need for money to be a little more free now in order to juice some of that activity?
You know, we're not seeing it yet, but I do think the question you're really asking is, and it is the same question about, you know, with the amount, public markets used to be a great diversifier for portfolios, and it really was the bellwether how the U.S. economy and the global economy was doing. But as more companies have stayed private and more companies are funding privately, you really are questioning that barometer and what it's telling you. Torsten has a good piece out this morning talking about the concentration of the CapEx cycle and how it's concentrated in a handful of companies in data, AI, and technology. And while the CapEx is a massive number and it's driving a North Star to growth, you're asking a provocative question, is it really hiding the underlying economy, which is driven by private companies? 90% of the hiring in America is by private companies, and is that a different story today? It could be. We're seeing, if you look at the public numbers in terms of earnings over the second quarter, it beat consensus by 700 basis points, 11 versus 4. And for the most part, the credit portfolios that we oversee, the multi-thousands of counterparty risks, 3,000 to 4,000, it actually showed quality upgrades 3-to-1 versus downgrades in terms of performance. So in the breadth of our credit portfolios, we're not seeing a weakness. I will tell you, we definitely see more lingering inflation. And I do believe that while this administration is dead set on getting rates lower, I believe that there is a legacy inflation issues in the economy. When's the last time any one of us bought something in the last year and you said, wow, that was cheaper than a year ago? It has not happened. And that's just and I do believe that's going to be the scourge of this rate cycle, because I do believe there's greater inflation, and companies are having a much more challenging time passing that along to consumers.
Jim Zelter there, the president of Apollo Global Management, speaking with our team on Bloomberg Surveillance. And that brings us to our weekly segment on alternative investing. Laura Benitez covers private markets for Bloomberg News, and she joins us now live. So, Laura, what's interesting as well is that Jim Zelter has recently talked about seeing a natural washout of some PE firms over the next 5 to 7 years. So not immediately, but in the near term or in the medium term. Is this a surprising admission from someone who runs such a big alternative investment firm?
Not really, because it has been slowly happening and developing over time. But it is a fascinating development to be watching. But yeah, private equity is going through this real shakeout. You know, investors are waiting for their money back, and now more than ever, they need to see a good track record, good performance. They want to see, they want to have confidence they're going to get their money back at some point. There's been lots of creative ways to keep the party going, but at some point, managers do need to be back out there raising funds again. So I think we will see in the next year or two how this all shakes out.
Right, and the backdrop for some of the struggles that PE firms are facing is the higher for longer interest rates. If the Fed begins cutting rates this month, which traders are pretty much counting on, and it does embark on a rate cutting cycle, does that elongate this cycle here? I mean, could a lot of these firms find relief because of a rate cutting cycle?
I think they could, but we have been waiting for this for about a year and a half. We've been waiting for that window to open. It still hasn't happened. There is lots of hope and optimism around that. In the meantime, as I mentioned, managers are kind of resorting to these very creative ways to keep things going, such as continuation vehicles, NAV financing, which investors don't love because they say that it can distort returns, it adds leverage, and it is just a short-term financing plug. It can't fix a problem forever. At some point, they will have to be back out there doing something. So I think it's still very wait and see as to whether the window will really open up meaningfully.
Okay, that's fair.
KLARNA, bro?
So in this scenario where there are, some PE firms that have to close shop in 5 to 7 years, who survives?
They're late, but it's not.
Who lingers on?
Only 9,
who's going to go right away?
This is $1 million question that we've all been asking and trying to find out. I think a lot of the smaller and mid-sized firms could struggle, or at least some of them. So we'll see potentially a lot of consolidation, and some will just have to wind down. They won't have the resources. They are back out. We're hearing that back out there trying to drum up interest. It's just not happening. Investors have got fed up with those particular firms. But I do think the bigger firms that do have that track record, investors do have more confidence around them. They have brand names. That's very reassuring. So we'll definitely see some real winners and losers, and we could start to see that potentially shaping up in the next year or two.
Thank you. But other than that, Chad, you're near the low of the day. Even if you flush 30 points, you'll be at the high of yesterday. So yeah, man, we had a good talk on AI. I mean, we can talk about inflation if you guys like. I mean, that's what everybody's been going over, but unfortunately, I just think we're in the same setting as Biden. I keep saying that a lot, but I hope you guys get it. Because you guys don't remember during Joe Biden, like, inflation was going crazy. You were saying the exact same thing. You guys were like, yeah, prices are up. I looked at the items. they were up. You guys remember that? And then what would happen? They were like, no, it's not. It's transitory. So it's the same thing, though. It's like you're going through the economy has just been in this weird state where, like, a lot of items you don't need have gone up. And then there's been, like, a base, like, raising of the floor in the items you do need. And it's like, but everybody's still just been chugging along at this, like, odd pace. And then you have the portions of the market, like companies that drive the growth and everything else. But it's kind of been like stagflation, but it's been like this. That's why I've been saying it's like nothing really has changed. You know, it was a lot of the same feeling under Biden, and it's kind of the same thing now. Obviously, the messaging is different, but, you know, now the president is like, yeah, the president started saying the same thing, but now you have different supporters, and it's a different president. Now the media is changing, but it's all generally the same activity that's been going on for the last half decade. And you feel it different too. Think about commodities. They have gone up a lot, but the first run up in commodities, I feel like you felt more. So you had another doubling in a bunch of commodities all around, but then lumber is still down, and then you didn't see your gas price didn't double. Dude, why do I keep hearing about Pokemon cards? Are they back? If they're back, then NFTs are coming back too. Because it's the same motherfuckers. It just levels to this shit, bro. You know that, right? It's the same motherfucker. You guys haven't realized the same motherfuckers on Robinhood. It's the same motherfuckers on all of the games. It's the same motherfuckers on Twitter. You don't realize it? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, then NFTs are coming back. I've heard so much just from the chat, even on members only. I've heard like 4 different people bring up Pokemon cards in the last 48 hours. And then I've seen it outside of the chat, but I just thought they were Homo sapiens. But that's crazy. Pokemon's been back? Okay, calm down. Calm down, Ash Ketchum. Okay, you need to relax. Okay? I'm sorry that you need to chill out on your way to the dojo, brother. Okay, calm down. But you bought a shit ton of Pokemon cards over the weekend? Well, here, this is totally unrelated, but now would be a good time to tithe to Josh. If your name is Bruce. I don't know why. It's unrelated, but would you like to give me any money? If you're feeling, the fuck you mean you bought a bunch of Pokemon cards? Why? That's my question for every why. Why? I actually don't own any Pokemon cards. I own NFTs. I don't own any Pokemon cards. Can you buy some of the KLAR stock and pay it back later? I don't know. Why don't they offer that? I did buy it as a child, yeah, when I was a kid. I played all the games. You know, I visited the dojos on my Game Boy. I had a Game Boy. I played Pokemon on a Game Boy Color. Your brother started collecting them again? Spy's coming down a little. App, they just got added to S&P and they're at an event. I'm telling you, I've heard it a lot lately. So why is it coming back? What happened? Can anybody catch me up to speed? KLARNA indicated to open at 52 to 53. 50% higher. I still think it's too much, Chad. Wall Street. I give the Lord 10%. Why would I give you more? So 10% max. Thank you for shopping at the cult. You could get anybody else not in the cult, but they're not really in the cult if they're going to buy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's 10% is the max, brother. It's all grown adults with money collecting them again. Unfortunately, I cannot accept that answer. That sounds like somebody's pumping. I'm not saying you are, but that's just how my mind works. That means, in my mind, I think somebody then has a higher vested interest. Because that's way too easy. It's 100% a pump and dump on Pokemon cards. Kids are getting back, so people buy out all the cases from retail locations. I think that might be it. Not the first part. I just think it's supply and demand. It's like cigarettes? I don't think so. Bro, I'll go buy Pokemon cards right now. If I rip that package and get lightheaded, are you fucking kidding me? And then I can't put it down because my fucking blood vessels are fucking tied to it now? What the fuck are you saying? It's like cigarettes. Do you know what cigarettes are? Dude, what the fuck? Bro, even if I lit the card on fire and inhaled that smoke, I don't even think it'll make me feel anywhere close to that rush of nicotine and rat poison. What the fuck are you saying? That's crazy. But yeah. Depends on the set. Well, I think it's supply and demand, and I think it's a pump and dump. Because I just think if they're not printing them as much, because like that's what happened with cars. Like you guys don't realize like cars is just straight up supply and demand. Like they just, all the old cars are crapped out. Fucking Obama destroyed 500,000 beaters that would have been in the market. You could go down the list. It's just supply and demand. They just stopped they were like, fuck it, supply chain. Stop sending the cars in. We could double the price. And that's it. It's all literally supply and demand. So I think that's Pokemon cards. I haven't looked into it, but like I said, motherfuckers keep telling me about them. Opening packs is very addictive. All right. Well, next week I will have trading fraternity packs ready to go. I'll contact the supplier. I'll go get these little plastic containers or like little things like cards made for you, and you open it up, and then it kick you in the kneecap and tell you to save your fucking money. What the fuck are you doing? Fucking 10%. Why are you buying this? So yeah, and then there you go. I will enrich myself greatly off of this. Sounds good to me. This is what you guys are setting up for people, you know that? And then you'll be mean to them, right? And then you'll just talk a bunch of shit and be mean to them. And then they're like, yeah. So like you're saying, I still don't do it. I still love you. You guys are so lucky. There are so many good people in the chat, and I believe in Jesus. But for the 99% of the world, this is how all the pump and dumps start. So yeah, I love the new smell of cards. Dude, what? Okay, I'm about to fucking just fill it up with Chinese chemicals. There you go, and still kick you in the face. Tell you to fucking see. There's articles on CNBC about it. Just don't forget, more than half of those articles are like written by a child who just graduated college from a highly liberalized institution and has yet to save $25,000, let alone $2,000. Again, more evidence as to why I believe 300 Chads who have worked even minimum wage will be richer than everybody. God willing, and God only through God, and amen. And now the Qs and the VIX are on the high. But like I told you, if we go down 40 points, you'll be at yesterday's high. BSX. Beanie Babies. Today's bond auction is going to be at the top of the hour. PP. It's going to, again, yesterday's auction was good. And then, I mean, the bonds already have a bid today. And you could kind of argue they shouldn't have, even though the data was good. But, yeah, if any, it doesn't look bad. No bad signs, but you'll get a reaction, and then if it is a good auction, just keep in mind that narrative and what we talked about the last couple days. The bond auction ties into that. Oh. The Funko. I thought it's still going. That was the one I asked about, like, not too long ago. Because every time I would go to the mall, it doesn't matter when, there's like a Funko shop at UTC Mall in San Diego, and every time I would ever go to that mall, there was a line out the door at the Funko place, and it didn't matter. I don't know why. This was even recently and like a year ago. I don't know why. So I think that one never went away. Seeing Hood. And then Robinhood. So I don't know. I try to like tell Robinhood, I want Robinhood to like be good for the youth. And like I said, after talking with many people and seeing how, you know, Robinhood's good in terms of how it got so many people into the market. I really appreciate that. But I hate their gambling and the way they've gone. And it did start as revolutionary finance, and then it just ended with them enriching themselves, like we just talked about. But I saw their thing yesterday. I didn't watch it. I've just seen some of the updates that everybody spams me because for some reason you won't allow me to get there on my own. And someone has to tell me about it. But the thing about it, it kind of made me mad. Only one part of it. Are you ready? So I'm sorry, Robinhood. Just stop offering sports betting, you dumbasses. What the? You're a brokerage! What do you mean? Why do we need a bet on college sports? How is that revolutionarying anything of finance? You're gonna hurt the youth. Stop fucking around, Vlad. But yeah, so all of that being said, I saw what they said. They're like, it's a social, and this is the part that made me mad beyond the other part, with sports betting, which is very odd. It's just kind of baffling. But they said they're doing like a social network. Then they said you're going to be able to like verify trades, post your trades, talk about it. Right? Sounds cool. Sounds revolutionary. I'm like, dude, what's the market? And they, you know how much money they made and raised? Because like, I'm like, finally, they're coming up with good ideas, right? 105 billion market cap, which was like a tenth of that like a couple months ago. And like, you know, they did good, right? And they reported the same day of GameStop because they did good during that moment. But yeah, I heard the idea of the social network, right? And it's revolutionary. I've been at this game too long, Chad. You motherfuckers. Tim Sykes did this over 10 years ago. Bro, I'm like sore. I'd be laughing much harder, but I'm like, ooh, my chest is like, oh, you know, when you get those, I'm still sore. But holy fuck, bro. Yeah, Tim Sykes literally did the same exact thing 10 years ago. Tim Sykes, the penny stock shorting guy. Some of you, that was your first experience in the stock market. Yeah, Profitly. That's what he called it. It was a network. You tied it into all of the brokerages to verify trades. So follow along. Yeah, it's just all for fucking pumpers. So yeah. Like I said, I don't like the path they're going on. That's what I told you guys. But I do appreciate how they help so many people start on the journey. It's just so weird where they're leading them now. But I like people getting on board, you know? That was my realization I had with people back in the day. If you guys ever remember, and you like remember like who was his name? The fucking garage guy, Ty Lopez. And like, and some of those people, I was like, damn, they're terrible. But then so many people were like, yeah, that got me into reading finance books. I'm like, no fucking way. And they're like, yeah, that got me into doing this. Like, you know how many people I've met that their start in the last couple of years was with Robinhood? Now, it's not anymore. That's what I'm telling. And that's where some of you need to reevaluate your investment thesis. Because I know a lot of people, even myself, from Robinhood, it started them in a way. And it's like, whoa, but they're just, it's not long. You don't get longevity, bro. But it was like, that's the good part. That's why I was like, it got people really introduced to finance. And it really got, like, Robinhood got a generation of younger kids to really download and get involved in stocks and believe that they can. I like that. I love that. And that's a good thing. That's why I'm like, why are you giving them fucking parlays, dude? Please stop. Why are you doing that? They trust you. Oh, no. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, think about it, bro. You know how many kids I know just got into investing because of Robinhood? And now they're about to get in the fucking NCAA betting. But that's another topic, sadly, but shouldn't be. But, yeah, here we are. That's how you started? Yeah, a lot of people, dude. That's the reality. That's what I'm saying. It's hard for me not to appreciate that. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, a lot of people didn't stay there. And rightfully so. But, I appreciate that about Robinhood. And, like, people did get involved. And that's why I'm like, why you cannot offer some of this weird shit for money, bro. Because a lot of young kids get attracted to investing in finance. And they think it's one thing. And now, before you know it, it's offering a lot of opportunities. And that's why they don't stay. That's what I'm saying. It's going to even... it's going to start. That's just what happens. And then it gives people a really negative reaction. If you could be a big broker, take care of your clients. And that's what I'm saying. I've always criticized Robinhood as of late, not as a criticism, as a real, like, yo, man, they invited me to their thing back in the day and I went. And like I'm saying, it's just like, dude, just you guys go on the right path. I don't say this as anything much more than take care of the future generation of finance, and otherwise it'll be taken away. It's not going to be. Let's be real. In the long run, it's just not going to last. And I've already seen it, and they could do both good or harm. And it's just all just an encouragement to really stick to the right path of the culture and where you're leading your clients. Otherwise, I mean, we know how this ends. It was Zelensky comments too. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a long term. I'm not gonna, Oscar, you need to stop. Can you just do it, Oscar, and pay me the money? That's what you should do. You shouldn't pump to your brothers. Go do it and go make $1 million and buy us a house. I bought you guys a fucking farm. Fuck off. Don't even try to say that. Yeah, what? So yeah, that's what you should do. But don't harm people, brother. Okay, calm down. Thank you for the warning, but just be safe out there. And if you found a glitch, go capitalize and come bring us something. And that'd be awesome. And then we'll be like, yeah, dude, it works. Look, he did it here. I did. I got you a ranch before you bought me a house. But God is good. God is good. Ooh! Synopsis? All right, maybe it hit. Remember, I thought it could go a little bit more. You have another 5% still. Those plays, I don't even know where they're at now. But we got to go to Philo. Praise the Lord. It was a good day, bro. We be having good days every day praising the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So, amen. But we are going to go to Philo. If you don't want to talk about anything besides gambling, then I can't help you. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I don't even know what you're doing here, bro. I'd be the worst person to listen to. Why, bro? You live in America. You could have listened to anything. You're like, yo, let me go to the fucking religious nut job who's really annoying and doesn't really monitor his microphone sounds. Why don't we just go there? So come on, brother. Enjoy your time. But we're going to go talk about Jesus. I look forward to it. Let's see. Is it going to take you there? And the KLARNA IPO, it's going to come out, but if it's 50% premium, I wish I could do something about it, but I can't. So, GG's. But God bless America. I think you guys are ready to go. Tell me why. All right. If it doesn't take you there, it's not meant to be, but you can find it. So, if that's on a Philo right there, I don't know what to tell you. If it doesn't happen, it's not meant to be. But then you can find it on your own. Amen. All right, guys. God bless America. Thank you, veterans. And peace.